And welcome to Shreveport, Louisiana and the Independence Bowl. Will Corcoran here along with John McElroy as the Bentonville Tigers come out of the locker room on the far side of the field, the east side. And they are the visitors in this Battle of the Borders.
Bayou Border Battle.
There you go. Yeah. Bayou Border Battle. Welcome, welcome. A beautiful day for football. Hopefully the rain's going to hold off. It's been kind of hit and miss with thunderstorms in the area, but as of right now and for about the last hour, it's been great. John, welcome. And, man, I tell you what, folks tuning in to watch this, I know it's going to be tape delayed, but this Aledo, Texas team that Bentonville's going to play has all the hallmarks of one of the top teams in the whole country, not just in the state of Texas.
Well, you're exactly right, Will. And once again, good to be with you again this week here at the Independence Bowl in Shreveport, Louisiana. And you're certainly right. This Aledo Bearcat team out of Aledo, Texas, this is going to be a very tough challenge for the Bentonville Tigers. You know, the Bentonville Tigers have never shied away from playing quality teams. Over the years, Euless Trinity, Valor Christian out of Colorado, South Panola out of Mississippi. But, you know, Will, after everything that I've researched and everything I've read, this Aledo, Texas team, they are for real. And this will be a tall task for the Tigers today. But what an opportunity for these Bentonville Tigers to get a quality non-conference win today against a good program, and what a fun event here in Shreveport, Louisiana, the Bayou Border Classic.
Yeah, it has been great. The team left yesterday morning, Friday morning, about 8 o'clock, came down, spent some time at a college in Arkadelphia working out, came down here, stay in a hotel together, have a team meal, have a team breakfast and walkthroughs. And so really, and as we know, win, lose, or draw, we start conference play in 2 weeks. Next week is a bye week. This game and the previous games mean nothing other than just pride and learning your positions, and we have so much youth on this team. But we're getting ready to receive the kickoff, and he puts it up from the 40. Looks like it's going to be taken at the 10-yard line and fumbled out of bounds. So an auspicious start. Don't really like that. That looked like
that was
Cade Foster.
No, Noah Fedorov, who's wearing number 11.
Noah?
Yeah, that's
right.
Noah. Yeah, they've changed jerseys there. But Noah, yeah, he went up to field the ball, just kind of bounced off the shoulder pads and out of bounds. So Bentonville's going to start deep in their own territory at their own 9-yard line. It looks like they will be moving to the south, from north to south here at the Independence Bowl. We're stationed here on the home side of the Independence Bowl, Aledo, Texas, dressed out in their home bright orange uniforms, and the Tigers in their all-white road unis.
Here we go, 1st and 10, the ball on about the 9-yard line. Easton Hughes with Preston Crawford behind him, going to give to Crawford, and he is going to get stopped for no gain, actually a loss of 2. The defensive line that time, there was no punch up front at all by the offensive line. Left tackle is going to be Zach Ellis, I believe, number 50. He's going to be seeing some double duty. Andrew Lammers has been under the weather since the last game, and so hopefully he gets to feeling better soon. Once again in the pistol, Easton's going to throw, hits see that number over there, 14. That's Dylan Smith for a gain of about 10 yards out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
Yeah, unfortunately on first down, Bentonville lost about 2 yards, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 3, but a nice throw by Easton Hughes to Dylan Smith to get some positive yardage, but important third down situation here for the Tigers.
Landon Beeler's lined up tight end on the right side. I believe Devin Hearn is in there, as well as Harrison Campbell and Dylan Smith. Going to throw out here to Harrison Campbell, catches it at the 25, dragged out of bounds at the 28-yard line. So early on target from Easton Hughes to Dylan Smith on one side, coming back to number 21, Mr. All-Everything, Harrison Campbell.
Yeah, watch for Bentonville at some point to go back to that. That was DeMarco Roberts for Aledo covering on that. I'll tell you what, Harrison Campbell breaks that tackle right there. He's going to go to the house. So Bentonville will come back to that here in just a little bit.
Pay special attention to number 44 on the left defensive end for Aledo, Colt Ellison. He is a really good player. He's double teamed. We got a tipped ball, and it's going to be intercepted. Tipped at the line of scrimmage, picked off by number 34, takes it down the far sideline, is going to be knocked out of bounds. That time they had brought 2 tight ends on the backside to protect that route. It looked like it was just tipped at the line of scrimmage.
And that's exactly what it was, Will. I'm watching the replay here on the jumbo screen at Independence Bowl, and yeah, one of those big linemen just got their big paws up and was able to tip it up, and easy interception. You can't really put that one on Easton Hughes. That's more or less just a good defensive play by the defensive line of Aledo.
So the quarterback for Aledo is Jake Bishop. He's a junior. The tailback, also a junior, Jace McClellan. This kid is one of the top 2 or 3 running backs in the entire country, and he's lined up next to the quarterback in the pistol. Quarterback's going to keep it, turns it upfield around the right side, gets down across the 21 down to about the 20-yard line, where it's going to be 2nd down and 6 or so.
Yeah, you talk about Jace McClellan, young man that ran for over 1,700 yards last year for a team, Aledo, that his only defeat in the last couple of years came in the state championship game. But, you know, he's an OU commit, Oklahoma commit as a junior. So, you know that young man's got some skills.
Yeah, he had 1,700 yards last year and missed 6 games.
Yeah.
That's how impressive he is. 2nd down. Bishops gives on the jet sweep around the left side. The receiver shows some speed and is going to get knocked out of bounds. That's number 1, JoJo Earl, a sophomore for Aledo. And looks like he's going to have a first down at the 11-yard line. So they won't have 1st and goal. They'll have 1st and 10 from the 11.
Well, Bentonville needs a break right here, see if they can at least hold them to a field goal. Interception put them in the defense in a bad situation, so let's see if the defense can step up.
Bishop in the pistol, McClellan to his right, and they're going to run an option play, going to pitch to McClellan. We have men out there and stop him for very little to no gain. Levi Bennett came up from his cornerback position, number 26, the junior. That was well played.
That was played perfectly
Textbook.
by Bentonville's defense. Someone took the quarterback, looking here at the replay. He was accounted for, and then, yes, you're exactly right. Levi Bennett, number 26, coming up and making a great tackle.
So good job there by the defense. It's now 2nd and 10. Again in the pistol, Bishop with a running back to his left and McClellan behind him. Turns and gives to McClellan over the left side, and he cuts it back inside, runs hard down to about the 5-yard line where he's going to be gang tackled.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a rugby scrum right there, and still no whistle. There it is. Wow.
Yep, gets to the 5-yard line, so he picks up about 6 or 7 yards.
Well, right here, this is where this Tiger defense, they were put in a hole early as a result of the interception. See if they can come up to play right here, Will, maybe hold them to a field goal.
They run a lot of the same formations that Bentonville does. Matter of fact, it's almost a mirror.
11 personnel, one running back, one tight end.
One running back, and this time really they go with 4 wideouts. One of them technically a tight end. McClellan is moved to the left side of the quarterback as he checks back to the coach to get the play. There's the snap. He takes a 3-step drop, wants to throw over the middle, and does. Touchdown.
JoJo Earl.
JoJo Earl had worked Ben Sellers and got Ben Sellers on his hip, and the throw was perfect. Ben was I'm not saying it was bad coverage, but he was behind him by a step, and so the quarterback just had to put it in there and lead him. And so just like that, Aledo does what good teams do. They take your mistake and turn it into points going the other direction. Aledo on top, 6-0. We await the extra point. 8 minutes, 21 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. And the ball is down, and the kick is up, and it is good. So not the start that we wanted, and unfortunately for the Tigers, now they're in a little bit of a hole. And what we would have said if we'd had the long enough to talk about it when we were driving earlier before the turnover is that we have such a young team. I was listening to Coach Grant the other day talk, and we have 17 of the 22 starters are new starters this year. So they're not necessarily young as far as their grade level, but they're young as far as experience. And really these first 3 games have shown it because we've not been beaten physically. We've been beaten mentally with mistakes. And mistakes have cost us not even really turnovers. It's just mistakes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Penalty yardage. I think the first game against Midwest City, 116 yards in penalties. Last week against Conway, 80 yards in penalties. And, the good news is, or the silver lining and all that, well, those are things that can be fixed. If you're just lining up and you're just getting beat off the ball, that's one thing. But this Tiger team's got a lot of talent. But as you said, not a lot of game time experience, even though you do have quite a few upperclassmen. And the coaches, they'll get those things cleaned up. And this team still got a lot of football left, and I look for big things out of these Tigers.
I agree. A lot of good athletes and a lot of good youth. All right, here comes the kickoff. It's going to be taken by Featheroff at the 6-yard line. Featheroff cuts up to the left side, runs tough out across the 23-yard line. Kind of had to pick his way there, follow a blocker or two. So a pretty nice return to get the ball back across the 20 to the 23-yard line or so, where the Tigers will take over 1st and 10. Now, what I was saying earlier, apparently Aledo's best player is injured, but number 44 is going to take up quite a bit of your screen. That's their left defensive end. And his name is Colt Ellison. He is committed to Texas Christian, TCU. And our tight ends are going to have their work cut out for them when they're on him because he is a beast. Going to give it to Crawford. Crawford over the left side looking for some running room. Cuts it back to the right. Picks up 5 yards. Nicely blocked that time, and a lot of patience by Crawford.
That's a great play. Anytime Bentonville against this Aledo, Texas defense can get 5 yards on first down, man, that bodes well for the Tigers right there. And a good job, again, by Preston Crawford, kind of being patient, picking his way, making good positive yardage.
Once again, we're in our 12 personnel with 1 back and 2 tight ends. The 2 tight ends on this side, Beeler and Sam Golden. And quarterback wants to throw, and he's fumbled the ball. It's down on the ground, and Zach Ellis picks it up. So Beeler hit from the blind side and drops the ball. Heads-up play that time by Zach Ellis, although I wish he'd have just fallen on it and not tried to run. But,
I'll tell you,
that's okay. It was smart. It was a good play.
Going back to that play right there, Easton Hughes, he was just blindsided. Never saw the defender coming, and he hit him square. Ball comes out. Just good to see Easton Hughes get back up after that one.
Yeah, that was a good hit, good hard hit.
But as it stands, bring up 3rd down and 10 after the 5-yard loss.
5-man offensive front against a 4-man defensive front. Ellis steps up. Easton Hughes steps up and badly misfires over the middle. He was trying for, looked like Dylan Smith or maybe even Beeler, but he got bumped as he threw it.
Well, he kind of pump faked once and stepped up. He could feel the pocket closing in around him right there. So tried to hit Dylan Smith, but threw it behind him. And with 2 defenders around, probably fortunate that one didn't get picked as well. But brings in the punting unit for the Tigers, and that'll be Sam Younger. Sam Younger back to punt.
Yep, 3 and out. Luke Miller with the snap. It's a good snap. Younger end over end is going to be bounced at the 42 and picked up by an Aledo back, and he cuts back across the midfield and then back to his left and just runs by some people, showing some great speed. We have not played this kind of speed, and it's going to take a bit for us to, I think, get some cobwebs out and realize we're in a game. Seems like we're just tentative and not really flying around right now.
Well, end-over-end kicked right there, and it took a Tiger roll, but it bounced right into the hands of the receiver there for Aledo, and I tell you what, he just accelerated right up the middle, and a big return, good field position for the Bearcats.
1st and 10, ball on the 32-yard line for Aledo. Bishop, the quarterback, in the pistol, going to give to McClellan. Moving to his left side, makes 1 man miss. That was just a bad tackling effort right there as he goes down the left-hand side. That was Ben Pankow that just lowered his head. You cannot tackle a running back like that if you run up and just duck and dive at their legs. You've got to square them up and hang on.
We're fortunate to be able to see the replays here at the Independence Bowl. As you said, Pankow came up, and once he kind of lowered his head and committed, Jace McClellan's good enough for running back. He just kind of stopped on the dime and cut inside of him right there.
Yeah, you can't launch against those guys. You've just got to almost let them run over you and then just hang on. So, again, pistol formation, 1st and 10, ball on the 13-yard line. Bishop gives to McClellan again over the right side. He's being chased, still on his feet. My goodness, he's tough to bring down. Picks up a couple of yards. He earned those, but we were swarming that time, just couldn't really get a good handle on him. And it's going to be 2nd and 8. Had guys in position, but, again, we're kind of diving at feet.
Yeah, it looked like Ben Sellers had the best shot at him right there, kind of got around his feet but wasn't able to wrap up. And, man, you have got to wrap up Jace McClellan.
Official timeout. This is our very first
Okay, we're going to take an official timeout. This may be, they call it a fan timeout. I don't know if it's, maybe because of just the heat and the humidity. I'll tell you, it feels like Louisiana in the summertime down here. And that's exactly what it is.
We are in the bayou. I can tell you that. I walked downstairs a while ago, and, man, the humidity is such, you almost felt like you took a shower just walking outside here today. Very humid day, cloudy skies, temperature probably in about the mid-80s. A little breeze blowing, but tell you what, it is surely wet out there.
I'm looking at the radar. We've got hit-and-miss showers all around, but so far, nothing right here in front of us. North Little Rock played a game last night. It was late getting started because of rain and an overtime game, and they wound up whooping Shreveport Evangel by three touchdowns. So North Little Rock with a nice job. I think Booker T. Washington from Tulsa played before us, and they got blown out by a team, I believe, from northern Mississippi. So they're
Horn Lake, Lake, Mississippi.
8 or 9 games associated with this whole festival. So, okay, Aledo 2nd and 8 from the 11-yard line of the Tigers. Going to give to number 1, that receiver, JoJo Earl. What a great Texas name, JoJo Earl. He's 5'9", 165 pounds.
Sounds like something right out of Friday Night Lights, doesn't it?
It just does, yeah. So JoJo picks up about a yard is all, and now it's going to be 3rd down.
Okay, so in the situation a while ago, Will, this is where they went across the middle to the back of the end zone for the score. So let's see if Jake Bishop, the junior quarterback for the Bearcats, decides to go to the air again right here.
So the Tigers with 3 down linemen, 2 linebackers, and 2 ends. Going to give it to McClellan around this side. Cuts back, runs through a tackle. Ben Pankow, and touchdown. I tell you, that kid is strong. Ben hit him up high, and he just bounced off of him like a bug.
Well, Jace McClellan's shown why he's gotten all the accolades, and he's already committed to Oklahoma. He is a load to bring. Very fast, very big, very strong.
Look at that. He tried. We're looking on the replay. Ben tried to go in and kind of tackle him up around the shoulder pads, and McClellan just stuck his hand out and said, no, thank you, and high-stepped into the end zone. So far, besides the turnover, I mean, we've given them good field position not only on a turnover but on really poor punt coverage. And the kick is good, so it's 14-0. Where we're really seeing, where we're really struggling right now is on both lines of scrimmage. We're not controlling either way. They're both their offensive line and defensive line are owning that line of scrimmage right now, and we're going to have to figure something out. In the first series, we did some quick passing, and I really think I think quick passing, John, is going to be where it is because Easton cannot sit back there and wait for something to happen.
I think the pass rush right now for Aledo is too strong to give Easton an opportunity to let his receivers get downfield. I think you're going to have to absolutely. I think you're right. You're going to have to work some quick passes, maybe some outs. And I think you're still going to have to mix in that running game to keep them off balance, to keep them honest.
Yeah, we need.
But the offense. The point is, the offense is going to have to do something. I think right here to get back into this ball game. Defense has been in 2 bad positions right now, and so the offense got to find a way to just keep moving the sticks and sustain a drive, kind of flip the field if anything else.
Yeah, if you're right. If nothing else, we've got it. Offense is not helping the defense out at all. Let's see. Looks like we've got. See, Preston Crawford is not back deep. It looks like we have I can't see who that is. That's not Luke Miller. I can't
just
tell.
Need you to turn this way, guys.
I need to spin this way. Let me see your number. But we'll see in a minute. It's a high kick. Whoever it is going to take it at the 6-yard line. Upfield, bounces to the right and then back in the left. Oh, that's Colby Reed. Colby Reed, I think.
All right.
24, yeah.
Not a bad return there by Colby Reed.
Hey, Colby's fast. If Colby gets some a little crease, he can turn on the jets. So need to make something happen here offensively. Actually, we don't need to make anything happen. What we need is a drive. We need to use some clock and show that we can, move the ball downfield. Beeler's in at tight end over here on the right side. Easton Hughes going to throws a swing out to Featheroff, and Featheroff is tackled for a loss back around the 25, lost a yard or two. Excellent coverage that time by Aledo. You can tell the offensive coaches for Bentonville are just almost probing. We're going to try this.
Yeah,
Let's try this. Let's try this.
So, in the first series, a couple of throws there in the seam, found that soft spot in that zone right there. Seemed to work pretty well. We'll see if they come back to that.
A.J. Moss in the game out here in the wide slot along with Zach Lee. They throw out here to Luke Miller, and Luke drops the ball. Hit him in the hands, and he just tried to turn up a little bit too quick. A.J. was blocking a little bit of a bubble screen. But, look, I'm counting orange jerseys. There were about 6
Yeah.
They were not fooled. There were 5 or 6 orange jerseys.
And that's,
right there.
Luke Miller, sophomore right there. Like I said, he wanted to catch that ball and hurry and try to get upfield right there, and maybe just lost just a little focus right there. That's going to bring up third down now and call it 11. So Tigers desperately need a play right here to keep this drive alive.
Yep. And Featheroff in there behind Easton Hughes in the pistol. 4 receiver set. Hughes with it dropping back, has no time to throw, and is going to be dragged down at the inside the 15-yard line. He is just going to have to get rid of the ball.
Well,
we are not. He does not have any time to go back and set his feet.
Yeah, and I was kind of watching the receivers that time, and they were all going downfield right there. So, he's got to give them time to get downfield. But that defensive rush right now for the Bearcats is just kind of overwhelming.
He's got time for about a 3-step drop and to throw the ball. 4th down and 21. Sam Younger, it's a good snap, a little high. Another end-over-end kick over to the left side, takes a bounce, and it's going to be down inside Aledo, Texas territory there at the 43.5-yard line, 44-yard line, the nose of the football. So Aledo's at least going to have to go a little further than they have, but once again, this puts our defense back out there. And, defense has made a couple of good plays, but our tackling so far, especially on their running back, has not been very good.
Well, and I have not seen so far Aledo elect to try to run the ball between the tackles. They're all jet sweep, running to the outside. So let's see how Bentonville tries to adjust to this.
Yeah, we haven't even called our defensive lineman names yet. So Bishop, 3-step drop, looking downfield, has a man. Oh, great catch, great coverage. There was nothing you could do about that. Levi Bennett was all over number 12, Hampton Fay.
Yeah.
That was just a perfect pass, and Levi was right there. He couldn't cover him any better.
That's right. He was right with him, stride for stride. Of course, Fay had a little inside position on the post route right there, and Jake Bishop just throws a strike. And right now, Aledo once again knocking on the door of the red zone with the ball at the Tiger 22-yard line.
Bishop in the pistol with McClellan behind him, the tailback. Going to give to McClellan right over the middle, and he's looking for somewhere to go and really nowhere to go. It's just bottled up.
You have a sense that's not what they like to do right there. They have to do it every once in a while to keep that defense honest, but, they like going to the edge. They've got a lot of team speed, and but right there they try to go up the middle. And, as it turns out, Will, they got 4 yards. So.
Yeah, picked up 4 yards on that play. And part of that, again, I believe, watch the line of scrimmage this time, John, and see if it moves, if you know what I mean. Pistol formation. Bishop's going to fake. He's being chased. Does a nice job moving and gets out of the bounds at about the 17-yard line. That was who was that chasing him? Keegan Steinspring. That's right, number 45.
Yeah, Steinspring's showing a little speed right there.
Did a nice job chasing him.
Look, yeah, I'll tell you what, that was a nice job of Steinspring. Jake Bishop, with a lot of speed for a quarterback, makes a lot of plays with his feet, and Steinspring right there puts him out. Now it's 3rd and 6, no gain on that play.
So Hampton Fay, number 12, and JoJo Earl to the far side of the field in a 2 tight end formation. Going to roll right, throw right, and it's going to be complete. That's going to be just a little out route in front of the cornerback,
Well,
Levi Bennett.
Flag down on the play. That's thrown in the air where it could be holding right there. Let's see what the official calls.
It's the first penalty flag we've seen of the game. Been a pretty clean game so far. That was just a really good route that time by the receiver. Just Levi respecting his speed from the long pass and had to hook up.
Well, that's big for Bentonville right there. That's going to back them up to the 29-yard line, spot of the foul penalty. So big break for the Tigers, and that's going to bring up third down, and, well, they'll call it about third and about 20, it looks like.
Going to our nickel package. They're bringing in A.J. Moss at the right corner. So Zach Ellis, one of the defensive linemen, is out now. So we have 5 defensive backs.
And I'll tell you what, you cannot give too much cushion to these guys. These guys will burn. Okay, last-second defensive substitution right here.
Quarterback, that was another hold. They're not going to call it. And an incomplete pass to the far side. Steinspring was held on this end and dragged down, and it was but a good defensive stand.
You know, one thing, the second time they went over to Sellers' side right there, and Sellers given maybe a little too much cushion on that out route right there. That was the same play they ran before, and tell you a little better throw right there, and that might have they might have converted that one. But as it stands, fourth down, and man, are they going to send the field kicker in, Will?
They are. They're going to kick a field goal, so it's going to be a 46-yard field goal from the near hash. I was watching their warm-ups when they were kicking field goals. Didn't see anything this long, so I'm not sure what kind of leg he's got. Ball will be down at the 36-yard line. Good snap, and it's going to be well short. This is going to fall into the end zone. So Bentonville Tiger defense stiffened right there with the help of a penalty, thankfully. We'll take all we can get right now. We'll take all the good news we can get. 2 minutes, 57 seconds left here in the first quarter. Aledo 14, Bentonville 0. The Tigers are going to take over at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, Federation rules, ball after missed field goal, ball spotted back to 20. But, you know, going back to that drive by Aledo, they started on their side of the field, had the big pass play down to about the 20. But Bentonville Tiger defense, as you said, aided with a big holding penalty, was able to fight them off right there. And
this is the first time that Aaron Danaher, our offensive coordinator, has started a drive with 2 tight ends, try to increase that line of scrimmage. Sam Golden on the left and Beeler on the right is a high snap, and Easton just flipped it down to himself and took off and picked up a yard.
Okay, what these guys are too good to give them an extra down right there, and good job by Hughes to actually come down with that ball. I made 2 yards, but boy, you've got to really you've got to gain a few yards on first down to have a chance against these guys.
Harrison Campbell and Dylan Smith split to the top of your screen there. Smith on the 20-yard line. Sam Golden in motion back across the formation, going to give to Crawford, and he's going to run over there behind the left side, and Golden over there did a nice job on the defensive end, had him kicked. Crawford cut back inside of him and picked up about 7 yards, 6 yards, so it's going to be third down and about 2 here.
And that's what you got to do. You got to give Crawford a crease, and he found a little crease right there. And Crawford, good hard running. Now an important third down. Let's see if they can find 3 yards right here to keep these sticks moving.
Leaving the 2 tight end personnel out there. Another high snap. Easton wants to throw it and does as he's going down. So we just can't get out of our own way. This is really frustrating to watch, and I know it's frustrating for the coaches and the players, but we are not executing at all. We can't even get a snap. You know, we finally get them to 3rd and short, and we just are not executing.
Wow, two high snaps right there. You know, one really positive play with Preston Crawford, but you can't have bad snaps. You've got to play a clean game to have a chance against these guys, and so far just too many mistakes.
The center, Tyler Simon, getting an earful from the coaches over there. And I know exactly what's happening. A good kick by Younger, a nice high kick. Well, I said it was a good kick. It's going to be way out of bounds to the left. I know he was aiming for the left side, but he's going to give him the ball on the Tiger 45. I thought it was my depth perception wasn't very good there, so he's trying to kick away from the running back. And the reason that Tyler's snapping high is because what he's doing, as he's snapping, he's raising his head to try to get the block. I know exactly what he's doing because the defensive line is firing off. But defense back on the field. They only had a couple of minutes of rest over there. 1:42 left. Again, 14-0. Aledo with the ball on the Tiger 45-yard line. Jake Bishop going to give to McClellan on a speed sweep around this side,
job.
and it's nice job tackling that time.
Got to wrap him up, but way to string him up.
Rofe.
Yeah, Hunter Roth, and then Dante Jones coming in there to kind of finish. But yeah, you got to nice job stringing it out, but you got to wrap up at the end.
A perfect job slow playing that time with across the left side of the offense, the right side of the defense. Nice job flowing with the play. So that's going to be no gain on the play there. 2nd and 10, the ball on the 45-yard line. Bishop wants to throw, looks left, rolls back to his right. He's being chased by Steinspring. He's hit, but not before he throws a 12-yard pass and completion. So Steinspring finally got to lay a lick on the quarterback, but the quarterback threw the ball, and it was completed for a first down, but a good pursuit that time from the backside.
I'll tell you, I'm impressed by Steinspring. That young man, sophomore linebacker, he has tremendous speed. You know, you look at him and then Cole Joyce on the other side there. Wow, they're not only strong guys, just fast.
First down for Aledo. 4 receivers set from the pistol, again on the speed sweep. No, he's going to keep it. He pulled it out that time.
Nice job, defense.
And defense smothered him that time. Steinspring was in there along with Chris Crawford, number 34. Also number 29. Why am I Bartjes, of course, Andrew.
Yeah, and a little read option right there, and the Tigers were not fooled, and just a good job. And, you know, you're seeing some flashes of really good play by the Tiger defense. They've been put in kind of a tough situation on the early going here, but, man, you know, they're playing with a lot of heart right now.
2nd and 12, Bishop going to roll to his left, fires over the middle, and it's caught. What a great catch and throw.
How did these guys –
Ben Sellers is right there. Dante was right there. It was just on target.
That's just amazing. Great coverage. And quarterback Jake Bishop throwing on the run to his left, right-handed quarterback rolling to his left, throwing, and just puts it on the numbers.
So that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Not a very good one for Bentonville Tigers as the offense really struggling to do anything positive at all. But the defense showing some signs of life here and really playing hard. Good to see that. We're going to take a break and be back with the second quarter after this.
Corporate insurance and financial services can help you with your individual or small group insurance and benefits. Whether it's health insurance, Medicare, life insurance, disability, accident, we represent most carriers and have nearly 20 years of experience.
This what we do. This what we do. This what we do. This what we do.
Everything I drop flame.
In this part of the
And we're back, 1st and 10, Aledo. After that pass completion in the first quarter, going now left to right. They give to McClellan. A lot of running room. Going to have a penalty flag, maybe a hold right there over on that edge. I'll tell you, this running back shows a lot of patience. And what you can't – it's hard to see from here, but he is a big physical kid. And he's just running through arm tackles.
Right. He's – you know, and when he sees a way to go north-south, he gets upfield in a hurry. He's patient. He finds the crease. He gets upfield. Well, that's going to be the second holding penalty now on the Bearcats. So already 20 yards in penalties walked off against Aledo.
So as we were talking in the break, really, again, the Our defensive line looks like it's and the defense is really starting to play better, even though Aledo's driving. Offensive line, we're going to have to see some better production. Going to run the speed option to the near side. A lot of running room for McClellan. Breaks tackles, breaks more tackles as guys keep diving at feet. Levi Bennett diving at feet. Ben Sellers, number 9, diving at feet. And I know the coaches have told him, you absolutely cannot do that against this guy.
Yeah, and that time right there, nobody had accounted for Jace McClellan. He just kind of got the pitch in space, and you cannot give that man the ball in space.
No, and
now Steinspring, I'll tell you what, I love the way he plays. He came from his inside linebacker position, almost ran him down, but not quite. And so, Once again, Aledo knocking on the door.
First and goal from the 9-yard line with Aledo. Bishop gives to McClellan, and he's going to – no, that's not McClellan. That's number 19, Trey Owens. And Trey Owens just almost untouched into the end zone. Their offensive line just opened up a hole on the right side. And I know that the defense is frustrated because, they're in position.
Yeah. We're looking at it. Pankow was the first one to touch him from his safety position. Aledo, the offensive line in that one, had it blocked up. You look at the replay, everybody was on a white jersey on the Aledo offensive line.
So the extra point to come here for Aledo, and it looks good from here, and it is. So with not quite a minute gone here in the second quarter, Aledo with a 3-touchdown lead, 21-0, and going to kick back off to the offense. And, we're going to see. I was talking to somebody about, oh, my gosh, what if it's, what if it's a blowout and all this other stuff? And I said, well, what I want to see is I don't want to see anybody quitting. And I think the coaches are going to be able to look at a film like this and see really who's buying in. Who's buying in? Who can we count on to show up day in and day out and do the best they can? And who's not, right? I mean, these kind of games right here, it's gut check time.
Absolutely, and again, I'll go back to, and we've talked about it time and again, Bentonville, they're not scared to schedule anybody on the non-conference, and they're going to schedule quality teams because you don't know who you are, what you're about, unless you play somebody of a quality caliber. And so, you use this as a building block as you move into conference play. So, you want to come out here, and as you say, Will, you want to see, hey, who's going to stick in there, who's going to step up and fight when the going gets tough. And
it's tough.
It is right now, down 21-0, and Bentonville offensively trying to find some signs of life.
Feather off Harrison Campbell, and I believe that's going to be Preston Crawford right in the middle there on the kickoff return. And the kicker puts his foot in it. It's high, kind of down the middle. Featheroff runs up to get it,
ball.
Catches it on a run,
and that's going to be
fumbles it.
Oh boy!
And Aledo's going to get the ball back at the 10-yard line. Good grief!
Featheroff running as hard as he could to get up to field that ball. And actually, I thought he had fielded it. Maybe he did, but kind of lost the handle. We'll get to see the replay right here, but
I couldn't tell if he had it.
I thought he, although it was difficult, fielded it cleanly, but after a few steps, coughed it right up, and it bounced right into the hands of an Aledo defender. And once again, Aledo in great field position.
Well, 1st and 10. Not much to say. 1st and goal, actually, from the 10. Bishop and McClellan in the backfield for Aledo. Tight end and 2 receivers to the near side. It's a snap, gives to McClellan, and he is going to be stacked up after a gain of about 2 yards, driven back a little bit, but forward progress going to give him a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 8. So that time looked like that Jack Betcher and Brendan Rona and Henry Shreve doing a nice job in there in the interior.
Well, they've just handed me some stats here of the first quarter, and, this really tells it right here. Total offense for Aledo, 17 plays for 119 yards. Bentonville right now only 15 yards of total offense. No yards rushing. Of course, the sacks count against your rushing totals, but the offense story right now for Bentonville.
McClellan with the ball. A nice job that time, turning him back inside.
Oh, nice play
and
right there.
Great play by Stein Spring.
Yeah, and coming up to finish him off, I think that might have been
Andrew Barches gets
yeah.
all the credit there.
Now, that was Sellers at 26, yeah.
Barches as a
I'm sorry, Levi.
Bennett came in and finished him off. Barches
Levi
is
Bennett.
the one that drove the blocker back and turned him back inside to the linebacker. That was played perfectly, and Steinspring was right there. So a nice job, good play by the defense. And now here we go, 3rd down and goal.
Got man coverage.
Man coverage, 4 receivers. Quarterback wants to throw and does into the corner, and he overshoots. Thank goodness, because Ben Sellers was chasing the man that time, and if that had been a perfect pass, it would have been a touchdown.
Well, and that's one of the few miscues by Jake Bishop right there, the quarterback for the Aledo Bearcats.
Yeah, he's been a little high on a couple of throws, which generally means from a quarterback they're just not getting his feet set. There was some pressure that time. They do like to fake one side and boot back to the other, and he has shown really good accuracy as he's rolling one side or the other. So what I'd really like is the offense to give the defense a chance to get over there and, get a drink of water and, figure some things out. It's a good snap, it's a good hold, and it's a good kick. So a little victory right there for the defense holds Aledo to 3. So now it's 24-0 with 9 minutes, 24 seconds to go left in the second quarter. And when I say, look, I'm just calling missed tackles and whatnot, that does not mean these guys aren't lacking effort. Our defense is playing hard. They're flying around, and they're in position. They've just got to finish plays.
Some of it has to do with the guys in the orange jerseys, too. Those guys are pretty good. Without question, one of the speediest teams Bentonville's ever played. A very good football team. But, I tell you what, the defense, you would think doesn't sound right down 24-0, but I think the defense, other than maybe a few plays, has actually played pretty well in the first half. Andrew Barges, Keegan Steinspring, we called his name quite a bit. And, defense doing what they can out there, but, boy, we've got to have something go positive for the offense. Only 1 first down, and that was in the first drive of the game, Will. Aledo with 7 first downs in the first half.
Going to switch up. They've got
A.J. Moss.
Featheroff, they've taken Featheroff out. Featheroff kind of had a muff on the first opening kickoff, too, so he's had 2 issues. This time they're kicking to this side. It's going to be Harrison Campbell. Takes it at his 18, going to try to get over to the right, cuts upfield, makes another man miss. Harrison Campbell stiff arms a man, gets to the 40, gets to the 45, taken out of bounds at the 50-yard line. So Harrison Campbell right there.
I love
with
it right
some
there.
Senior leadership.
I tell you
Look
what,
at that.
I love it. And what I love about that play right there by Harrison Campbell, he could have just as easily tried to use as much speed as he could and go out of bounds. The young man tried to stay in bounds and try to keep going positive yardage.
So
I just love that. That shows some fight right there.
Yep, he definitely is, and that was a very nice return. Once again, we're in that too tight set, John. I think, given the fact that we need an extra blocker in, I imagine we're going to see more of this. So Sam Golden and Beeler on the right side, 2 receivers to the near side. Preston Crawford's going to get the ball, and nice job slicing in there. And picks up, looked like 3 or 4. Near side's going to give him a spot across the 47-yard line, so not bad for a first down run.
And that's what you got to do. You've just got to be patient, take what you can get, keep the clock moving. It may be boring, but this is what you're going to have to do against this team. Just be patient. Harrison
Campbell split all the way down the bottom of the screen. Dylan Smith there in the slot. 2 tight ends from the pistol. And they're going to give it to Crawford again, patiently waiting, and he picked up. They're going to give him 2 to the 45. I don't think he got quite that far, but they're going to give it to him, so I'll take it. So now it's 3rd and about 5.
What I'm noticing is tremendous penetration by the defensive line of Aledo right there. And it's one of those things where when they meet the offensive lineman can't push them out of the hole, so it just kind of bunches things up for the running back there.
So 3rd down and 5. Really like to try to figure out a way to get Harrison Campbell the ball. Easton Hughes with time to throw, gets it to Crawford, splits.
That's going to be a first.
Yeah, splits the tacklers, gets it across the 40. So Bentonville, with the second first down of the game, gets the ball to the 40-yard line of Aledo.
Well, good job by Easton Hughes getting a nice throw out there to Preston Crawford. But I tell you, Preston Crawford, what was nice about that is he understood the situation, got north and south very quick, and just enough to pick up that first down.
Yeah, he planted that left foot
Yes.
in the turf and really drove north-south to pick that up. Two tight end set again.
Watch
here.
my man Harrison Campbell up to the top.
Going to give to Crawford. It's a little halfback
Dylan
pass.
Smith.
He's got Smith wide open. Smith catches it. Touchdown, Bentonville. Bentonville with the flea flicker. Dylan Smith ran wide open, and Harrison Campbell put it on him. So we finally get a little something to cheer about on the far side.
Dylan Smith. And I'll tell you what, Will, you know what this reminds me of? Last year, Bentonville down big against Bixby, and one of the sparks in that game was number 14, Dylan Smith, getting a long catch downfield, and Bentonville came back roaring in that one to win big. So Easton Hughes to Dylan Smith on the flea flicker, and the Tigers are on the board.
Very nice pass and catch that time, and good job blocking up front. Again, they stayed with that 2 tight end set, which I think they're probably just going to have to stay with, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
There's the snap, there's the hold, there's the kick, and it is good. Sam Younger puts it up in the cheap seats there in the north end zone. So 7 minutes, 34 seconds, and the Bentonville Tigers get off the schneid. Change that 0 to a crooked number, 24-7. Again, we're here in the middle of the second quarter. We got a little something.
Yeah, great play call that time too. You know, Bentonville needed a spark, and Coach Dannenhauer, offense coordinator, dialed it up right there. And Dylan Smith wide open. It was almost one of those you're almost so wide open you worry about I'm too wide open. But Dylan Smith doing a great job bringing that one in and getting into the end zone.
Put it right on him. That was very nice. We needed that. And you know, I think that 2 tight end set gives those tackles so everybody can kind of pinch down.
Yeah,
it
you
really
got to build a wall.
Gives
for
Easton
Hughes,
a little bit of a pocket. It's not a lot. But
well, and the other thing too is it's a great call because you got 2 tight ends where you can build that wall, and then it looks like a run, and everybody's pinching into the middle of that wall, and they flip it back to Hughes, and he can just sit there and throw a dart to Dylan Smith.
Nice to get on the board there, John. I tell you, that was needed the good guys to do something to get a little spark. And you know what, too, to reward the defense. The defense, I agree with you. You know, we've given up 24 points, but the offense with miscues, special team miscues, has really put them in a hole. And you're right, the guys in orange have a whole lot to do with this. Not to it's not like we're out there playing against air. These guys, this may be as good a team as Bentonville's ever played.
You know, we've been doing this, seriously been doing this now for going on 14 years, and well, here's the kickoff. Let's see here.
Hey,
good tackle. Yeah.
Very good tackle by number 8, Ethan Estes.
Great
sophomore
job by
defensive
Estes,
back.
You know, I've been doing this for 14 years, ever since Coach Lunny came on board. And I'll tell you, played a lot of quality things. I was just trying to think of Valor Christian, Florida, Rickards out of Florida, South Panola, who had won the mythical national, Euless Trinity. Everybody knows about Euless Trinity. But all the research, the things I read before the game, I think undoubtedly, Will, this is probably the best football team that Bentonville's faced. And we're seeing it right here. Tremendous team speed, a lot of strength on the line of scrimmage. That was a good spark by Bentonville. Glad to see him get on the board. Let's see if they can capitalize right here.
1st and 10, Aledo going to give the ball to McClellan, and
nice
he's
job.
Stacked up there at the just across the 25-yard line, forward progress to about the 26. And one thing I'm a little concerned with our defense, you know, they're playing tough now, but it is hot and sticky. The fans over there, they're all fanning themselves. There's very little breeze down in the bowl. The flag's moving pretty good, but that's up.
Yeah.
And, we're going to hopefully be able to, same thing. Maybe their offense will get tired, huh? 2nd and 7. Give on the sweep to Earl. getting chased from behind and just not enough to catch him. That was good, really good pursuit by Cole Joyce. Cole Joyce doesn't find very many people that can run away from him, but that kid did.
Well, and they've got so many weapons right there. You know, Jake Bishop, the quarterback, of course, we've talked about Jace McClellan, and then Trey Owens coming there on the jet sweep. So tough to nail them down.
Was that Owens or Earl?
Oh, I'm sorry, JoJo Earl.
1st and 10, ball on their own 37-yard line. Quarterback throws out to the left and is off the mark. Nice coverage by Levi Bennett. Levi's really played very well this first half. I'm sure there's a couple of missed tackles he'd like to have back, but he's really covered that receiver. That receiver's a good head taller than he is. I'll bet that receiver's 6'5", 6'4", number 12.
Yeah, Hampton Fay.
Hampton Fay. You know, Levi is probably 5'10", 5'11", so he's probably given up 6 or 8 inches to that kid.
Now, looks like Bennett now's drawn JoJo Earl.
Yep.
So watch for something down the low here.
11 personnel with a tight end and a running back from the pistol. Bishop gives to McClellan. That's the first man miss. Going to run into the arms. Andrew Bartjes. But his forward progress going to get him to the 44-yard line. There we go. So McClellan. Now we're going to give we've got a couple of new players coming in. 62, that's Eugene Webster going to go in at the nose. And looks like we're also probably going to go with a nickel package here. I'm looking to see. I'm trying to pick out. Henry Shreve's in there. Somebody's called timeout.
All right, football fans, here's your chance to make
6 minute. I think this is like a 7th inning stretch, because at 6 minutes
seems like they do one a quarter. Yeah, so kind of interesting playing down here. You know, I was thinking about on the way down. Will, this is how many states now have the Bentonville Tigers played in? There's a good trivia question for you.
I'm not sure. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
5 states.
5 states.
Yeah, Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma,
Texas,
Louisiana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just going to check and see what the temperature is right now. 81, partly cloudy, but that does not tell the story. The humidity right now is 83% humidity. So basically it feels like you're just getting into a hot shower. So hydration and all that's going to be critically important. Glad to see him rotate some guys in, especially on that defensive front, because you know they are in a battle. They're going to be – tell you, when my wife and I were talking, I was telling her, I was like, you know, when conference play starts, our guys are definitely battle-tested. 3rd down and short for Aledo. Quarterback wants to throw, does over the middle. It's caught. Going to have enough for the first down right at midfield. It was a good pass, good catch, good pressure up the middle, too, by the defense. So that was just kind of a well-executed play all the way around.
It was, and it was a good route. Took advantage of safeties kind of playing off the slot receiver right there, and he just ran a kind of a stick route right there and turned around and caught it just enough for the first down.
So the ball at midfield, 5 minutes, 43 seconds, clock ticking down toward halftime. Bentonville Tigers trailing Aledo 24-7. Aledo moving from left to right. That would be from north to south.
And it looks like Aledo wants a timeout.
Yep, Aledo's going to talk about it here.
5 minutes, 36 seconds left to go in the half. Aledo on top, 24-7.
Defense has, in the last few minutes, minute or two of the first quarter and the second quarter, the defense really has played well. The bad special teams muff kickoff gave Aledo the ball with 1st and goal, and Bentonville forced them to settle for a field goal. That's a win for the defense.
Yeah.
And since then, they really seem to be adjusting to, I'm guessing what they're finally figuring out is, hey, the guy is a high school student just like I am.
That's right.
And, this is football. Let's just go play.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like to me.
Absolutely. And I think that's part of what a defense has to do, at least in the outset of a game. I've talked to Coach Grant several times and talks about, the defense getting settled into the speed of the game and kind of getting a sense of what's going on. And you weather that initial storm and your defense gets to settle in, you get a sense of what they're trying to do to you. You see that Bentonville defense kind of stiffening up.
Again, a real concern, and we'll know at halftime with the statistics that they're so nice to provide. Time of possession is going to be huge in favor of of Aledo, which is going to be tough for our defense. Going to give to McClellan over the left side. Nice job. His helmet comes off with a hit by, I think that's Eugene Webster's in there. Also, Steinspring. Looks like Ben Pankow's in there. Who is that coming off the bottom? Oh, that's not no. That's Chris Crawford.
Chris
nice
Crawford.
Job.
Good to see
Chris
him
Crawford
back in the game.
Yeah, he missed last week because the week before he kind of fell out at practice with some cramps and heat issues, heat-related problems. So it's good to see Chris Crawford, number 34, back.
And Jace McClellan, did his helmet come off on that one?
It did. He's going to have to come out.
He'll have to come out of play. So Coach Steve Wood of the Aledo Bearcats. We can see who he gives the ball to right here.
I think they have a stable.
I think so.
Number
they
19,
have a lot of weapons.
Trey Owens scored on a run earlier, and he is in there with Bishop. Trey Owens is going to block for the quarterback draw.
Good job, Hunter Roth.
Hunter Roth stayed at home from his outside linebacker position. He was watching the quarterback, recognized it immediately, came across the line, made a sure tackle.
And that's just a great play by number 32. Now, I'll tell you why. That was a design quarterback draw designed to go right back up the middle. Hunter Roth playing that outside linebacker position on the right there. He could have very well pinched in and tried to get inside, but he stayed at home, and as Bishop tried to go outside, Hunter Roth was right there and made a great tackle. Third down.
Third down has not been a friend to the Bentonville defense because Bishop, the quarterback, has just been really accurate on third down. See if we can make a play here. 3rd and 8. Bishop's going to throw. Pressure up the middle. Ellis.
Oh, that's a block
chasing.
in the back.
Bishop throws over the middle. Fay. No, that's not Fay. Who is that? That's one of the tight ends. And going to be tackled by Ben Sellers.
Well, I'll tell you what, Aledo got away with a huge block in the back right in front of the white hat.
And he didn't call it. I saw it.
Yeah, the Bentonville coaches are next to us. And
watch it. We'll watch it right there.
How does he not?
Oh, and he had his arm around.
My goodness.
I thought he was reaching for his flag, but he didn't pull it. What a great throw, though, by Bishop, throwing across his body. And he took a hit, too. Who was that? Andrew Bartjes got a good hit as he let go of the ball. 1st and 10, the ball on the Tiger 33-yard line. Quarterback keeper cuts back again, missed tackles. We are not tackling well at all. Ben Pankow was there, and quarterback just cut right inside of him.
When it's Bishop, the quarterback, or when it's McClellan running the ball, when they're going to the outside, they are continuing looking for a crease to cut upfield. Now, if you give somebody like JoJo Earl on the jet sweep, he's trying to get to the edge. So, Bentonville's defense has got to recognize when one of those two guys, Kelly or McClellan, get it, they're going to look for a crease to go upfield.
Pankow did a nice job turning the play back inside, but it was a 9-yard gain. 2nd and short. Bishop's going to throw it out here to JoJo. JoJo breaks the tackle. Cuts back upfield, makes a couple of men miss. Penalty flag down, so looks like it's probably going to come back.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a block in the back.
Big number 77's down. Well, he is a big load, isn't he? That offensive lineman downfield, it looks like to me that they may have a hold here.
Well, that'll be a spot of the foul, so to go back to the 14-yard line. It'll still be a first down, but take the touchdown off the board. Now they're going to say at the 5, so to go back to the 15.
We'll listen to the referee. I think he's saying it was a block in the back.
Yeah.
Wait for him to talk to us here.
Block in the back. 70. Offense. 10-yard penalty. The line to gain still makes it a first down.
Boy, that JoJo Earl, though, what an athlete. He is quick, isn't he?
He is very quick.
He really turned it upfield, and we had Tigers diving all over the place, and he just was kind of navigating his way in there. All right, so 1st and 10 now, taking that touchdown off the board. Ball at the 15-yard line. Bishop with the snap gives to
he's got
McClellan.
The edge, yep. He's going to get in.
No, that's not McClellan again. I'm sorry, that's Trey Owens.
Trey Owens going for his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
Untouched.
Yeah. Well, we lost contain on the edge right there, and he saw the real estate out in front of him, and that was easy.
Yeah, there was nothing we could do there. Well blocked by Aledo. I tell you, their offense is a machine. They are a well-oiled machine. So 2:46 left here before halftime. Aledo on top 31. No good. So it's going to be 30. Missed the extra point. So it's going to be 30-7. Again, 2:46 left to go here. And, we've talked about, I think everybody, probably even the coaches, everybody's going into this game eyes wide open. And really, we haven't seen, we had the tip ball interception early. That's just bad luck. We made the mistake, the special teams mistake. We've had a couple other things, but mentally, seems like we're starting to get a little bit more dialed in. We haven't had some of the penalties. Now, I can't speak to, people doing their jobs, blocking or tackling. I think we've missed a whole bunch of tackles. But like you said, the guys in the orange shirt have a whole lot to do with that. We're in position. We're just a lot of diving around and not wrapping up and bringing down. But, again, when you're going against somebody that's significantly bigger than you, wrapping up and bringing down gets a little harder. But mentally, I feel like, John, that we've been in the game and we've not played too terribly.
No. I think, obviously the score 30-7, that's not where you want it to be. But, have seen a lot of good things out of the Tigers today. And, although not going well for us now, see if we can get a spark here and come back and make a game of this.
So Aledo set to kick off. Harrison Campbell with a great return, setting up our touchdown last time. And they're not going to kick it to him. They're going to kick it over. Looks like that's going to be Preston Crawford. Following some blocks, cuts back this way to the middle of the field, carrying blockers across the 34 to 35-yard line. So, Preston Crawford showing some effort. I tell you what.
I mean, he literally carried about 3 Bearcats, maybe 4, on his back.
Games like this, like I said, I played ball, you played ball. Games like this, when you're outmanned and you know it, show character, truly. And, man, we're seeing some really excellent efforts. Preston Crawford there. We saw a great effort from Harrison Campbell
a while ago.
Some guys saying, hey, we may lose, but it ain't going to be because I'm not giving effort.
That's right.
And that's what you've got to have to play football. 11 men. Hughes gives it to Colby Reed. Colby Reed
nice.
Giving Crawford a spell, and he picks up 3 or 4 yards. Looks like about 3.
I think they shorted him on that spot. I think he got another extra yard out of that. But good north-south running right there. Colby, what'd you say? Colby Reed. Colby Reed.
It's like A.J. Moss checks in. Harrison Campbell out. The receivers to the near side, I believe. We've got Dylan Hearn. And the wide out on this side is going to be Zach Lee, number 23. Going to have a penalty flag down. Offsides on the defense. So it's going to be nice. It'll be 2nd and 2 instead of 2nd and.
All right, let's see what
8 or 7.
Let's see what OC Aaron Dannenhauer. Let's see what kind of maybe has a special second short call right here. Let's see. We've seen the flea flicker.
Well, I don't know what they've been working on, but I know they've been working on some trick plays. I don't know if you pull them out here.
That's right.
With conference play coming up, but
you got to hold some of those back.
Hughes fakes, rolls right, throws just to get rid of it, and is thrown down hard.
The White Hat was looking right at it. I think a lot of the Bentonville faithful probably wanted a roughing penalty right there, but Easton Hughes just had to get rid of that, and when he did, he actually threw it into the ground, making sure that nobody else was going to catch it.
Thankfully, they didn't get him for grounding. 3rd and short.
Well, and the thing is, you don't want to take a sack in that situation. So now you're still in a 3rd manageable situation.
So we're back to that 2 tight end set. John Beeler and Sam Golden. Golden to the near side, Beeler the far side. Colby Reed behind Hughes, going to give to Colby Reed over the right side. Oh, man, one guy to beat. He could have hit the Jets and maybe got some more, but we did get the first down.
We did, but you and I both were thinking he was a shoestring tackle away from maybe breaking that one.
Well, and again, credit the defensive back for Aledo. So we're staying.
Yeah, A.J. Moss now checking into the ball game.
So we're staying in the 2 tight set. Both tight ends on the far side. Again, give to Colby Reed. Great blocking over there.
Boy, nice holes opening
Yes.
up. You know, on that last play, the play before that, Colby almost got to the edge, but right there, a nice hole opened up over the right side.
So Golden goes out, and Campbell comes back in. So now we're back to 3 receivers and 1 tight end.
11 personnel.
The 2 tight ends were lined up on that right side for that play where we had that nice little gain. 2nd and 7. Hughes going to throw, flips it out here to Harrison Campbell, and he picks up about 2 or 3 yards. It's going to be across midfield to the 48.
Tell you what was good about that one right there. Harrison Campbell, number 21, he knew there were 2 guys coming in that were going to hit him just as he caught the ball. The ball was thrown a little high, but I watched Harrison that time. That young man looked that ball in, never lost focus, went up and got it knowing that he was going to be drilled immediately right there, but still came down with the catch.
Yeah, and Easton looked like he kind of lobbed it out there. Didn't have much on it. Hopefully his arm's okay. Normally he puts a little more sauce on those throws. He's going to throw it again, flips it out here, almost picked off, double covered, threw it into double coverage. Zach Lee out here, and I'm probably going to go for it here on 4th down.
Yeah, that was number 34, Colin Johnson, was the defender on that play and tipped it away. Very fortunate for Easton, he didn't step in and pick that going the other way.
I mean, Easton was looking at him the whole way, and
they may try to draw him off and then maybe call a timeout. Let's see what they do here. No.
Or maybe kick it. Yeah, they're going to kick it. Yeah, he's backed up. He's going to do a little kick. And he does. They've got a man back there, but it's going to bounce. He catches it, takes it in the end zone. Now he's going to run it out. And now he's got some room to run. He's over here on this near sideline, cuts it back. Finally tackled. Goodness. Normally a great play. Caught it and actually went 2 or 3 yards into his end zone, carried it out across the 40-yard line where Aledo will take over. Well, 1st and 10 with 43 seconds left.
Aledo caught a big break right there. Normally that's the kind of kick you tell your receiver, get away from, just let it, we'll take the touchback. But he went and got it. His momentum carried him, as you said, 2 or 3 yards into the end zone. You're thinking, oh, this is a disaster for Aledo, but probably, retrospect, probably, as you've heard the saying, outkicked the coverage there a little bit, was able to find some space and make a big return out of it.
It's a small point, but I don't think too small. That normally, last week against Conway, Easton was putting that out of bounds. That one he kicked right to the middle of the field. Yeah. And it's not really punt formation. We don't really have people that are lined up. We don't defend that like somebody's going to return it. And so I think that was somewhat of a surprise. A.J. Moss in the game at left cornerback. Quarterback's rolling to the far side, being chased. Throws, got a man open, and it's going to be a touchdown. Ben Pankow got sucked up to defend the run and let him get behind him.
You get caught peeking into the backfield, watching what the quarterback's doing, and lose sight of the guy going by you, and that's credit Jake Bishop right there, keeping his eyes downfield, knowing what the defenders are doing, and saw his man, connected. Another score on the board for Aledo. So that extends Aledo's lead 36-7, awaiting the extra point try. 30 seconds left to go here, first half of play. Aledo in command.
Good snap, good kick, and it's good. So, Bentonville gives them the ball back, and in 13 seconds, Aledo jumps out now 37-7. And, again, that was just Ben, I think, was thinking that quarterback might run and kind of creaked up a little bit. And, boy, when you let
right, you start watching what's going on back there and then lose sight of the guys coming by you, it spells trouble. Well, this Aledo football team, one of the elite in the state of Texas. Obviously, Texas known across the country for its high school football. But, man, they are showing it here today. Aledo coming off a big 40-0 win last week against Denton Geyer High School. Denton Geyer, a good program out of North Texas right there. And Aledo last week just shredded them for 40 to nothing in a shutout there. So,
yeah, this is
a team that's won, I think, 9 of the last 11 state titles in their classification in Texas.
They're not in the highest classification like Bentonville, but they're into the next to highest. And I think their school enrollment is probably about the same as Bentonville, truth be told. So Colby Reed back to receive this kick in the middle. Harrison Campbell on the near side. Preston Crawford on the far side. Looks like they're going to kick this to Preston. Bobbles it at the 1. Has some blockers. Gets a crease. Turns on the Jets. He's to the 25, to the 30. He's being chased. He's across midfield. Wow. Tackled down at the 45, the 44-yard line. Preston Crawford bobbled that ball, and sometimes you see that. It allows the defense to get too sucked in, and then look at this. He follows Harrison Campbell and also Miller. Luke Miller both kind of paved the way for him to get a lane over here to the left side. And
I said he might go. I mean, we know Preston Crawford's got great speed, but, man, there's some guys that can fly for Aledo. We're able to catch up to him right there, but a fantastic return. And you're exactly right, Will. So often when you see a guy back there, they bobble the kickoff, and what happens is the coverage team, they get out of their lanes, they all pinch in, and that's when a wall can be built, and Preston Crawford took advantage.
Hughes wants to throw it, steps up, got a pocket, throws out here to Zach Lee, and Zach's going to get knocked out of bounds at the 33-yard line. I'll tell you, Blake Robinson, was it Blake Robinson or Kenny Resta? I think it may have been Resta. One of them was in the lap of Easton Hughes. I mean, just on roller skates, the right side of that offensive line. Really, I know they're up against something, but they are going to have to really, really work hard to keep Easton clean, have some opportunity to throw. And that time, Hughes just overshot his man.
Yeah.
He was wide open. Zach was open, and so it's going to stop the clock. We're down to 7 seconds left. 2nd and 10. Going to have to take a shot into the end zone.
Well, let's see. Ball's going to be spotted at the 33-yard line. This would be a 50-yard field goal. And, honestly, I think Younger has got that kind of leg. I think he could get it there, but looks like the coaches maybe electing, hey, you're down 37-7. Let's take a shot at the end zone and see if we can get something special to happen.
7 seconds left before halftime. Giving a lot of cushion over there to A.J. Moss. Also over here on this side to Zach Lee. And he throws it out of bounds with 2 seconds left. I think they're going to go ahead and try a field goal.
Well, I don't think so. Right now I see a flag down at about the 41. That's probably going to be a hold on Bentonville. So if that's the case, it's going to back it up outside of the field goal range of Sam Younger.
Well, and I think I saw the hold. It looked to me like couple of Tigers just grabbed onto somebody, and that's going to take him out of field goal range. So at this point, I think take a knee and go into at halftime. And
well, let's see. You got one play. They're going to spot the ball. Let's see. They're going to spot it right at about midfield, it looks like. No, they're going to spot all the way back to Tiger 49-yard line. So
this would be a
69-yard
field goal.
Yeah, 4 wide receivers. So
I think that's the record, actually.
Boy, Aledo's got 4 guys about 30 yards back.
Hughes flips it out to A.J. Moss. Moss with some room to run is going to get across the 40 to about the 36-yard line. So now we got another penalty flag. We may have offensive pass interference. No, I don't think we had anybody else over there, did we? If it's on the defense, they're going to play it again.
Well, everybody's going off the field, so I think it was obviously going to be called on the offense.
Yeah, blocking the back is going to be declined. So 4th down and quarter. So not much positive to talk about here for the Tigers.
In this part of the country, it's a way of life. You're going about your day without a cloud in the sky.
Our offense, even though they've scored 37 points, our offense has put our defense in such a hole, that I don't think that I don't think our defense looks as bad as the score indicates.
Yeah, and I think the issue was Bentonville really to match up with this team, I really think need to get off to a quick start. And after an initial first down, then you had the interception as a result of the defensive line tipping it up. And I really don't put that one on Easton Hughes, but you're right. Early in the early going, the offense just has not been able to get any production. The defense, again, like I said, 37 points on the board, but they've been put in some bad situations, and they've showed signs at times of really good play, but just not a very good start for the Tigers, and things have kind of snowballed to this point. So tough half for the Tigers, down 30 points, 37-7, as the Aledo marching band gets ready to come on the field to perform to entertain the fans here at the Independence Bowl in Shreveport. But not a half the Tigers want to remember right here.
Well, they're going to have some things they can work on. They're going to be looking for some small victories as we come out of this. And, again, the coaches are going to be going to the film this week with this bye week coming up. They're going to have a week to heal, going to have a week to really go back to some fundamentals. There are obviously going to be some things that they're going to want to work on that maybe they didn't realize they were going to have to work on at this point. But again, it would not surprise me in 2 weeks to see a new starter or two here or there, because this kind of thing you never know.
Yeah.
I mean, the cream's going to rise to the top.
I remember, and we've talked about this before, I remember a few years back in that 2014 season when Bentonville started 0-4, I remember talking with Coach Lundy and some of the coaches, and they said, one of the things that we noticed on our offensive line, there were some little things that we weren't doing, and we were watching film study, and we were able to correct that, and it made a world of difference. And you're exactly right. This coaching staff, there's not a better coaching staff in the state of Arkansas or around the country than this staff, and they'll go back in as they do. They put in long hours, and they'll analyze this, and these Tigers are going to be ready come conference play. And, I know a lot of people around the state, they're going to get now, Bentonville's kind of down and all that. Hey, these guys aren't worried. They'll come out. They'll be ready, as always, to make a run at the state title.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to leave you here for the halftime show, take some commercial breaks, and we'll be back for second half action here probably in about 15 minutes or so. You are watching the Bentonville Bentonville High School football exclusively, the home of Bentonville Tigers, the Bentonville Sports Network.
In this part of the country, it's a way of life. You're going about your day without a cloud in the sky. Then suddenly, you find yourself wondering how solid your home really is. With nearly 25 years of certified experience, let our team give you the same assurance on a stormy night that you feel on a clear afternoon. Before the downpour, before the leaks, call Foster Roofing, serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley since 1994.
At Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale, we understand that life is too short to spend hours in an ER waiting room. And we know that in an emergency, minutes really do matter. So our entire team is committed to working diligently to have you initially seen by a clinical professional in 30 minutes or less, because we think you should spend less time waiting and more time feeling better. The 30 minutes or less ER service pledge, only at Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale.
On game day, football players aren't the only ones suiting up. Our crew's ready for any play.
Yeah, can I get one box? Extra sauce and toast. Hydrated Idaho, tailgate to go.
So that's a box combo with extra cane sauce, Texas toast, fresh squeezed lemonade with crinkle cut fries, and a 25-finger tailgate?
Nailed it!
Football's just part of who we are. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Corporate insurance and financial services can help you with your individual or small group insurance and benefits. Whether it's health insurance, Medicare, life insurance, disability, accident, we represent most carriers and have nearly 20 years of experience. Having trouble keeping employees? it might be time to offer your own small business cafeteria plan. Losing your group health insurance? We work with you to navigate your options. Corporate Insurance and Financial Services. Let us help you.
This what we do. This what we do. This what we do. This what we do.
Everything I drop flame.
In this part of the country, it's a way of life. You're going about your day without a cloud in the sky, then suddenly you find yourself wondering how solid your home really is. With nearly 25 years of certified experience, let our team give you the same assurance on a stormy night that you feel on a clear afternoon. Before the downpour, before the leaks, call Foster Roofing, serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley since 1994.
At Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale, we
big opening right there. Come on, guys, let's give it up. Make some noise for these kids. Tell everybody who you are and who you're representing.
Hi, my name is Katie Wilson, and I'm representing Bentonville High School.
All right, let's give it up for Katie. Bentonville. Make some noise, Bentonville. So. Okay, tell everybody who you are and where you're from.
I'm Ray Bonner, and I'm from Aledo, Texas.
Come on, Texas, let's give it up. Ready? What's your name and who you're representing?
Brooks McDowell in Bentonville, Arkansas.
Come on, Bentonville. All right, hold on. We got one special guest going to make a turn at this. Come here, Miss Mary. We're moving you to the 5, Miss Mary. Come on, Miss Mary. Tell everybody who you are and what you do here.
My name is Mary, and I'm one of the photographers here for the event.
Mary works very hard, everyone, to get you guys the great pictures. Let's give it up for her. Oh, Miss Mary! Good try, baby. All right, who's next? Tell everybody who you are and who you represent.
I'm Tina Jordan, and I represent Aledo Colored Art.
Let's go! Give it up! Come on, guys, give it up. Let her hear it. Okay, tell everybody who you are and where you're from.
Welcome back to Shreveport Independence Bowl here for the, what's it called again?
The Bayou Border Classic.
Bayou Border Classic. I need to get some more audio in my headset if I can.
Are you there?
There we go. That's better.
Okay.
All right. Just here after halftime, make our after halftime adjustments. And Will Corcoran here along with John McElroy. And we got about 3 minutes to go here before kickoff of the second half. And so far it's been all Aledo. We had some kids really looked good, and we have some that I think are going to have to turn it on here in the second half. You know, we were talking about halftime adjustments, and really as far as I'm concerned right now, as far as adjustments go, it's all about between the ears is where these guys have to adjust. There were a lot of guys that really seemed to some played really, really hard and some didn't. And I think the message at halftime was probably, hey, we need to finish this game, do your job, and let's see who really wants to be here and who wants to play.
Yeah, like I said, and we talked a little bit about this last year. If you remember, Will, Bentonville went over to Bixby and got off to just a horrendous start. I think at one point, Will, we were down 28-7.
And looked bad.
And, you know,
like
we
this.
talked, yeah, it looked, just real disappointing. But, you know, one of the things you always want to see, no matter if you're up 28, down 28, you want to see some fight in your guys. And, you know, there were some guys out there, like I said, showing tremendous
Harrison
Campbell, Preston Crawford running hard. Keegan Steinspring, I've been really impressed with that.
Keegan's playing really, really well.
He really is, and you're right. But, you know, if you're going to have a chance at a quality football team like Aledo, it's got to be all 11 guys. And so, what you want to see out of the Bentonville Tigers, they're going to kick the ball off this half. You want to see that defense come out, make a stand, and you want them to show some fight. Hey, you might end up at the end of the game, you might not walk away as the winning team today, but at least you want to show that you've got some fortitude and you can get out there and hold your own with them.
Well, not just, it comes down to playing for each other, and not let your teammates down, doing your job. One of the other things, too, though, John, we're not going to see a team like this the rest of the year.
No.
We may not see a team until the playoffs that's like Midwest City. They're our first game as far as the size and the speed on the edge and that sort of thing. And this team right here would beat Midwest City about like we're getting beat right now.
The first thing that sticks out at you when you start reading about Aledo is four-star recruit, TCU, Oklahoma, offers from Alabama. This is a team, as we're seeing today, is loaded with Division I talent right here. And not to say that Bentonville's not talented, they are, but this is just an elite team that Bentonville's facing off against.
Nice kick. Look at that. Bounced and looked like it was going to go out of the end zone, but it did, but not until it crossed the goal line. So Aledo's going to get the ball on the 20-yard line.
Well, here we go. That Tiger defense, who at times showed some really flashes of genius earlier in the first half. They're going to get their opportunity here to start the second half as Aledo takes the opening kick.
Looks like they're going to bring out Jake Bishop and Jason McClellan. No surprise there. They started the game. Quarterback number 4, tailback number 9. Both of them juniors, and both obviously excellent football players. 1st and 10, ball on the 20-yard line. Gives to McClellan, and he is stacked up there over the left side of the offensive line, right side of the defense.
McClellan gets the ball again, going to be a 4-yard gain on the play.
They pick up 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, they're going to call it.
I thought they should have blown that dead much sooner.
Well, the one thing about Jace McClellan is even if you stop him at the line of scrimmage, it is hard to actually physically bring him to the ground, and you get that rugby scrum kind of thing going, and he just kind of moves the pile. But, yeah, they're going to give him 4 yards on the pickup. But I thought a good stop that time on open play by Bentonville's defense.
Yep, Brendan Rona, nose tackle. Right tackle is Chris Crawford doing a nice job, number 34. Going to fake the jet sweep. Linebacker in pursuit.
Well, that's Steinspring.
It's going to be a sack. Steinspring and Chris Crawford. Steinspring busted through the line of scrimmage and fell down, but then he got up and made the play.
And
what hustle.
Absolutely, and that's what we were talking about just before the half started right there, Will. And Keegan Steinspring, No, he didn't fall down. He got blocked in the back down, but he didn't, don't cry about that. He got back up, pursued, got the sack, and good job of Chris Crawford coming in there finishing him off. But, man, that is excellent effort right there by Keegan Steinspring.
Great defense. Going to be 3rd and long, 3rd and 20. And this quarterback has shown that he can scramble and still be accurate downfield. He's going to have a shot here. Going to run a middle screen. Oh, what a great defense.
Oh.
Great defense that time. Andrew Barchis.
Once again, Steinspring sniffing it out, and while he didn't quite make the tackle that time, he slowed him down just enough.
That's not Andrew Barchis either. That's number 49.
49. Who?
That's Buster Van Hooser.
Yeah, Buster Van Hooser. And he was the one, he got through, almost made the tackle, but slowed him down just enough that he could get some help there. And now, wow, Aledo in a 4th and looks about like 4th and 20 situation here.
Yeah, only got a couple of yards. That was really well executed middle screen, but the defense executed much better. So it's a good snap. Punter's going to be kicking from his own end zone. And the ball hits down at about the 35-yard line, down to about looks like the 42. So
great job by the Bentonville defense on the opening possession of the second half and putting Bentonville's offense in a very good position. They're going to get the ball at the Aledo 41.
We don't really we've never done, players of the game and that's that sort of thing. But Keegan Steinspring right now has my vote. He is really not intimidated at all. He is playing like all of them need to be playing.
Sophomore.
Yeah, what a job he is doing. He's played well up to this point this year, but I'll tell you, this game I'm really impressed with number 45. Okay, we got a tight end to the left. That's Beeler. Going to give to Crawford.
Good job, Preston
Crawford picks up, looks like 4 yards, a good solid 4, maybe 4.5 yards over the left side of that line.
Yeah, just keep those legs churning right there.
I'll guarantee you this offensive line was challenged pretty hard by Aaron Danahauer because they did not have a good first half whatsoever. And, offensive line, they've got to play as a unit. They've got to play as one. Fake to Crawford. Hughes rolling, and one hops it. Did not get his feet set very well, and it was well covered, too, throwing back over that way for number 6, Devin Hearn.
Easton kind of had to throw off his back foot right there. There was the defensive end. That's number 44. That's
the Colt
Ellison right there. So Easton not with the chance to really set his feet, make a good throw there. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and call it 6 right there. Big play for the Tiger offense.
Got a number 88 in the game. I don't know who 88 is. I think that's in at a tight end position. Crawford got the close. I was looking at the wrong down marker.
Yeah, it's going to be about 2 yards shy. That's going to be at the 33. I'm sure Bentonville going to leave the offense on the field down 37-7.
Zach Reiner was credit for the tackle.
Looking to see normally. Well, let's see. I'm trying to remember his name, and I can't. Number 88 for Bentonville. 2 tight end set, the one we saw in the first half. Going to give to Crawford, and he's going to be hit for no gain. No gain. Kind of ran over that left side.
So after
nothing there.
After a good first down play by Preston Crawford getting 4 yards on first down, the Aledo defense right there steps up and shuts Bentonville's offense down once again, and missed opportunity right there, Will, with a good defensive stand by the Tigers to start the second half. Bentonville's offense still struggling to find answers.
So Aledo.
Cole Joyce now looks like he's having to check out of the ball game, maybe having an equipment issue. And looks like, will that be
that's Van
Hooser, Buster Van Hooser.
All right, so 1st and 10 for Aledo, ball on their own 34-yard line. Going to give to McClellan. Going to be chased down from behind by Steinspring and then finished off by Ben Pangow. Nice to see him up in there. And who else is that? Brendan Rona.
Yeah. So hold him to 3 yards. And, honestly, Will, that's a good first down play for the defense. Now, I expect him to come back maybe a little jet sweep action. JoJo Earl I see him slotting out right there, but not sure if they jet sweep into the weak side. We'll see.
2nd and 8. Fakes it to McClellan. Quarterback's rolling right, being chased. We got a penalty flag down. We're going to have a hold. Quarterback's going to run out of bounds at the 40-yard line, and I think it's all going to come back. That was, holding's going to come back, and it was a deep behind the line of scrimmage, so that's going to put him in a
well, that'll put him back to about the 17-yard line where it'll be it'll still be 2nd down, but the ball will be backed up to the 17, and it will be 2nd and forever. So good pursuit that time. Buster Van Hooser, and then Brendan Rona coming in from the nose tackle, giving chase right there. Bentonville's going to be aided by a big holding penalty.
Well, I think Aledo may have been aided by the big holding penalty to begin with, because we had some guys that were in the backfield and chasing. But I tell you, their quarterback, Jake Bishop, showing some pretty good wheels. He really hit the jets, got out there, and tried to make something happen. Wow, way back. Looks like it's going to be about 2nd and 25. '28, I think. Once again, he's rolling, looking to – that's still holding. My goodness, they held on Crawford. I could see the pull of the – I'm 100 yards away from the field up here in the press box, and I could see Chris Crawford's jersey stretch completely out as the guy grabbed onto him. So now we've got 3rd and 27.
So looks like the Bearcats are going to have to get to their own 40 – well, call it 48.5-yard line for a 1st down. Ball spotted back again just inside the 17-yard line. 7:23 left to go here, 3rd quarter play. Aledo on top, 37-7.
From the pistol, Bentonville with only basically 2 linemen. Middle of the field is wide open for a quarterback draw. Bentonville almost with dime coverage. They're going to call a timeout. I think Aledo's going to call timeout and reassess after that. After that defensive set, we didn't have anybody over center.
And I remember this is this defensive set you're seeing right here. I think a year or 2 ago we were using this against Fayetteville. I think 2 years ago when Taylor Powell was the quarterback for Fayetteville. Phenomenal passer. A lot of times we would go with no linemen in the middle of the field like this. You've got 3rd and 27.
It's basically probably
not going to run a quarterback draw, and even so, you should be able to cover that for 27 yards.
I don't think I've seen that this year.
No, that's the first they pulled that one out.
So I guess it is kind of their dime package where they bring in an extra. So they really have six defensive backs, 2 linemen, and kind of 2 linebackers roam in the middle. No, it would be 10. So it would be 3 linebackers.
All right. So Aledo will come back onto the field. 3rd and
27 from their own 22-yard line. Boy, I tell you, it'd be nice to get a tip ball interception or something like that right here. Any kind of stop, certainly great. Going to get the ball back for our offense. Changing it up now, putting a couple of linebackers in there. Going to throw over the middle. That's Earl. Earl with a lot of speed. We've got a flag down. He got 17 of it back. Actually got about 20 of it. But we do have a penalty flag out here. It's probably going to be a hold or an illegal block in the back. So that's going to back him up some more.
Yeah, and I think –
or they can just decline it and go 4th down. I think I'd back him up.
I think you back him up right here because where he got the ball up to, they could flip the field with a pretty good punt. I think you want to –
Yeah, I think you're right. Let's back him up.
Because the flag was thrown on the 27. That should back him up. It's holding back to the 17. Back to around the original.
Back to about the original line of scrimmage, yeah.
Replay 3rd down.
Going to bring in another platoon of defensive linemen here. Chris Crawford's heading out. Zach Ellis. Tell you, Zach Ellis is really having to man up because he is going both ways, both on the offensive line and the defensive line. So, they declined it.
Okay, so they want to get the football back.
Yep, they declined it, so it's going to be a punt return opportunity. Haven't had too many of those. I think one in the first half.
Well, you got to think Bentonville's got to feel like, we have the opportunity to take the football. Let's go ahead and take it now. And plus, when you got a guy like Harrison Campbell back there, that's a young man. On any given play, he could take it to the house. Mo!
It's a bad snap. It's a high snap. He does get the punt away. It's kind of shanked it off to the right. It takes an Aledo bounce. It's going to bounce down at the 30-yard line. So, actually, Aledo did just what you said, flip the field.
Well, and that was almost disaster. That was a high snap that the punter for Aledo was very fortunate to come down with, but was able to get that away. It looked like for a moment maybe Andrew Barges thought maybe get there and get a block, but got the kick away, took a good bounce for Aledo, and Bentonville will get the ball at their own 30 to start their second possession of the second half.
So Zach Ellis in there at left tackle for Andrew Lammers, who's been battling an injury. Steve. That's your dad, isn't it? Nick Brown in there at left guard. Tyler Simon the center. Blake Robinson right guard. Kenny Resta right tackle. Snap out here to Hughes, to Campbell, and it's a short gain. Campbell trying to break that tackle, but that was a sure open field tackle. That was a good tackle that time. A short gain of about 2 yards.
And the difference between this Aledo team and a lot of the teams that we're going to see the remainder of the season, a lot of teams, the guy out there does not make that tackle on Harrison Campbell.
Yeah, Harrison's generally stronger than the guys that can break those tackles.
That was a good play by Aledo.
2nd and 8. 3 receivers to the near side. Crawford in the backfield. Going to give to Crawford. Looks for a crease. Finds one. Gets across the 35 to about they're only going to mark him to the 36. I thought he got another yard or two.
I think that's a really bad spot.
I do
right
too.
There.
I thought
that's a terrible spot.
I thought he was closer to the 37 or the 38.
Yeah, they marked him a couple of yards shy on that one. But so here we go.
Sam Golden back into the game. I saw him over on the far side. Looked like he was
timeout. That's
official
an official
timeout.
Timeout.
Down near 6 minutes. I think this is that.
Oh, the 6 minute. Okay,
yeah.
the 6 minute stretch.
So a minute ago, I'm thinking maybe it's Jack Ebersole, number 88, but I can't. We don't have an 88, and so he was in, and I looked over there. I looked over across the field, and 35 Sam Golden was over there. I couldn't tell if it was a cramp or it looked like he just working on something on a leg that first series. And anyway, he's back in the game.
All right, so heat timeout. They've been given a timeout at the 6 minute mark of each quarter. We're actually at 6:05 left to go here, third quarter play. Aledo on top 37-7. No score, nobody scored here in the second half. Bentonville on its second offensive possession of this second half of play. I'd like to thank all of you joining us here on the Bentonville Sports Network as we bring you Bentonville football here from Shreveport, Louisiana in the Bayou Border Classic. And Bentonville now will set for play. It'll be Easton Hughes. Hughes now takes a snap. He's looking to throw. Fires out to the right. Complete. That's number 14, Dylan Smith on the reception.
Nice.
He'll have it up at around the 41, and that's going to be enough for Bentonville first down.
That was a really nice, hard throw. It was good to see Easton finally wind up and throw a fastball. That was an excellent pass. Dylan Smith right there on the reception for a very important first down. We're back in that 12 personnel, 2 tight ends. They're both on the far side. Opposite, Big Colt Ellison. We really haven't called his name much. Going to give to, we're going to call it right there.
Yeah.
He takes his head off.
I'm going to tell you what that was supposed to be. That was going to be Harrison Campbell throwing it back to Easton Hughes, trying to hit, I believe that's Dylan Smith down the field. I see Dylan walking back up the field. Campbell was going to throw back to Easton, who was going to throw it to Dylan. But, boy, as soon as they saw 21 coming behind the formation, Aledo just blew through.
Yeah, 44 Colt Ellison. Again, that's that just said his name, and, of course, he makes that play. He is a man over there on that left end, and they had 2 guys blocking him, and he split them and was able to
second 19.
You don't want to run that play to his side. Hughes steps up. He's got a pocket. If he'll throw it, now he's going to take off running. and gets hit down across the 48, 49-yard line. Yeah, Easton needs to learn to slide.
Well, we're sitting here next to the Bentonville coaches, and I could hear them through the booth saying, "Get down, Easton, get down." You're right. That young man, he's going to make more plays with his arms than his legs. But hey, good show of fight right there by Easton Hughes, and hey, he didn't want to slide; he wanted to take the hit. So.
88's Jackson Kinsey. That's who it was. I just could not place the name.
So big third down play here for the Tigers.
Tight end to the left along, looks like A.J. Moss down here. That's Dylan Smith in motion. Harrison Campbell over there. Need to pick up some yards. We're going to have holding, I'm afraid.
Yeah, Aledo, I'm sure they'll decline that one. They'll take the results of the play, which was a sack there on Easton Hughes. That'll bring up fourth down.
Yeah, fourth and
I'd be
12.
surprised. Honestly, I'd be surprised if Aledo took this. They'd probably want to go ahead and take the down here, but we'll see.
Well, we'll see how mean they are. Couldn't hear a number, but boy, there were a couple of flags, so it must have been pretty obvious. So looks like we're going to punt. So far, this third quarter has been has played even. We're at, with no score here in this third quarter, which is a good thing to see. Now we're going to have to really get down here and cover this punt. Luke Miller snapping. It's a good snap. It's a good high kick. It's going to be fair caught at the 32-yard line. So that was good coverage. Luke Miller down there from the snapper, and that was really nice. Now we got a penalty flag down. Did you see anything?
Well, I saw a block in the back on Aledo right in front of the receiver, but it's the side judge all the way across.
It may be a sideline penalty. We already had a warning.
Yeah.
No,
illegal block in the back. Yeah, that's what. It
was late. That's a late flag.
Well, and it came in, and what was kind of interesting, came in from the side judge, who you would not expect to call that one, but it was very clear to me as he was signaling fair catch. Our guy was coming in.
That was Luke Miller that got.
Yeah, and he was definitely shoved in the back as he got close. So
it looks like our secondary is going to be Levi Bennett, Ben Pankow, Ben Sellers, and on the far side, cornerback, going to be Dante Jones. Linebackers, looks like we got Andrew Barchis, Steinspring, and also Cole Joyce. First and 10 from the Aledo 23-yard line. They give to McClellan. It's stringing out nicely. He's looking for somewhere to cut up, and look at that. Goodness.
Boy, he's strong.
He is
so strong.
Very strong. We had him pinned against the really right along the line of scrimmage there, and he still fights forward for 7 yards.
Yeah, and what you've got to do, he always looks for that crease to cut up. And so when you string that play up, you've got to have your backside guys just anticipating he's about to cut it up and be right there. And then you got to tackle the young man, and we've seen that's a tall task.
Hunter Roth did a really nice job over there, kind of monkeying that whole thing up, getting in there and really just making a pile, which is kind of what you have to do. So it's second down and about 4 for Aledo. Quarterback keeper, same kind of play over to the far sideline. Looks like he's going to have enough for the first down, or awfully close to it, right at the mark there at the 33-yard line.
Got to be careful. There were some hits that were real close to being late hits out of bounds, not necessarily on the ball carrier, but there were some other things. And boy, you certainly don't want to help their cause any by tacking 15 on him.
They're going to give him a first down.
Well, that might be maybe the first down of the second half for Aledo, who they've shown a little struggle on offense here.
All right, first and 10. Ball on the 33-yard line for Aledo. 2 backs in the backfield. Quarterback fakes the give to McClellan. He's one-on-one with Dante Jones, and Dante's going to get him out of bounds with a nice open field tackle for a short gain. I tell you, that was one-on-one opportunity there, and the cornerback Jones did a really nice job knocking the quarterback out of bounds, and so it's going to be 2nd and 8. He did a nice job, almost a naked boot back to the other side.
He did, and I think it was either our defensive end or one of our linebackers kind of got caught up and pinched in, but Dante Jones with a good breakdown and kept contained right there and made a good tackle.
Offense for Aledo back in that same set. Bishop fakes, wants to throw. He's got a man open downfield. Oh, my gosh, he catches it over the top of Levi Bennett, and he's going to score. Levi, again, in great position. That was just very well executed. What do you say?
There's not a lot you can do right there. You know, Levi Bennett, like I said, he's right with the man. He's right on him, tries to get a hand up in there, but just kind of outmatched. That was JoJo Earl on the touchdown reception.
I mean, that was really well. The ball was well thrown, and what are you going to do? It was well defended. There was, safety help over the top was late in coming. Actually blocked out. They were doing a nice job blocking Pankow downfield. There was really nowhere to go, and so JoJo Earl, what a great name to play football in Texas. JoJo Earl sounds like a receiver, doesn't it? And it's good. So 3 minutes, 27 seconds left. Aledo 44, Bentonville Tigers 7. And so if we started the game at halftime at 0-0, Aledo now has a 7-0. Let's look at it that way.
Well, and that's honestly that's what you try to do. The coach staff from Bentonville, I'm sure the halftime talk was, let's go out there and let's play football. Let's play a good second half. And so far, honestly, it's been a good second half for Bentonville. Unfortunate play right there. I thought Bennett covered him really well, but just a better play by Aledo right there. But honestly, Bentonville's defense done a good job to start here at the second half.
I'm really happy. I feel like that the coaches were able to really, get them – shake whatever cobwebs or whatever was going on at halftime. They look like now they're playing, and this is a possession-to-possession game as far as the players are concerned. I mean, they can't be worried about looking at the score. Let's just try to go score and do a better job and learn.
Let's play football.
That's right. Absolutely. So we've seen some really nice individual efforts. Easton Hughes made a couple of nice plays this half. We've done pretty well in our kickoff return. Preston's done a good job. And let's see who's going to get this one. It's going to be A.J. Moss going to take it at the 11-yard line, number 5. Looking for a crease, has one, cuts up field, going to be tripped up at the 30, fall down across the 35-yard line. So really nice job this afternoon by our return team. A.J., Preston, number 34. Oh, come on now.
Chris Crawford.
No. That's not who I mean. 24. Colby Reed, sorry. And then Harrison Campbell. All of them doing a really good job. The blocking. So that's kind of a bright spot so far. Had a lot of opportunities to work on it.
Well,
this game.
A.J. Moss, another one of those talented sophomores. You look at him, there's some big things going to come from that young man.
I think that's going to be Colby Reed in the game at the tailback position. And he's going to fake to Colby, throw over the middle, and it's almost picked off. Harrison Campbell cut his route off. I did not continue to come across. He ran into somebody, but that was a timing route, and Harrison didn't finish the route. I say that's what it looks like. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it looked like there were two defenders right there with Harrison Campbell. I don't know, maybe if one kind of stepped in front and kind of cut him off of that route, but it was clear Easton Hughes thought he was continuing on and threw the ball where I guess he was supposed to be.
Fortunate it wasn't picked off.
That's right.
Going to give the ball to Colby Reed, and he gets nothing over that left side. A yard, so it's going to be 3rd down and 9. Boy, I tell you, the offensive line is they're getting a workout today.
They sure are. This is a very, very, very talented defensive line for Aledo. Looking at them, when you talk about guys controlling the line of scrimmage, man, they are bouncing around down there, just pinning their ears back. And officials coming with the offsides, yeah.
Yeah. coaches over here in the booth next to us were screaming for it, and they wound up getting it. So that's actually going to make it 3rd and 4 instead of 3rd and 9. So maybe a different play call here.
Yeah, and I've been watching these defensive linemen for Aledo a lot of this game, and every time they're up there, they are bouncing around. They are just full of energy. Sometimes too much right there as they get into the neutral zone, but man, they are just ready to go.
All right, 3rd down.
And again, I kind of see his helmet kind of cracking the neutral zone, no call, but
3rd and 4, and that should be interference. There it is.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
3rd and 4 is a nice pass to Zach Lee. This guy, I think he just wanted to take his flag out of his pocket.
So the initial flag comes in from the side judge, and about 5 seconds later, the back judge says, hey, I'll throw a flag in too. So here we go.
All right. 1st down. Hey, we'll take it however we can get it. Sam Golden comes onto the field, and he and Devin Hearn, when they go from that 11 personnel to that what they call 12 personnel, which means 1 running back and 2 tight ends, they trade off. So Sam's in the game at right. He's going to be lined up behind the tight end on the far side, Landon Beeler. 2 receivers to the near side. It's going to be Zach Lee and Harrison Campbell. Easton's going to fake the give, throw over the middle, and had Campbell wide open and just overthrew him.
Yeah, threw it a little behind him, a little high right there. But you're right. Campbell was wide open. He hits Campbell on that one. Harrison's got enough speed and talent to probably break that one and take it to the house across the defense.
Yeah, he could have split those defenders,
yes.
I think.
Yes, I think
and
you're
just
right.
a bad, poor execution that time by the quarterback. Easton not able to plant his feet right or something, and sails it high. In that same set with 2 tight ends, this time Golden on the left tight. Going to give to Colby Reed. Colby's trying to bounce it outside. He does. Nice run across to the 40-yard line from the ball was at the 49, so 44. Picks up 4 yards. Running hard there. Colby's seeing some action today.
Mm-hmm. And it's going to bring up 3rd and 6. Ball's going to be spotted around the 40-yard line. So Sam Younger's got a good leg, but this is probably just a bit out of his range. So Bentonville's got to find a way to move the sticks here on this 3rd down play. Now, I think, obviously, at this point in the field, it may be 4-down territory. We'll have to wait and see, but hopefully we can pick up 1st down here.
Noah Featheroff in the game at tight end, replacing Colby Reed. It's a nice pass out here to Harrison Campbell. Campbell gets enough for the 1st down, knocked out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Excellent ball that time for Easton Hughes. Put it right on him.
Nice job. And once again, Harrison Campbell, I've really been watching the way he approaches that. He really looks that thing all the way in, and he knows the guy is right there, and he's going to have to make a move, but he makes the catch first and then runs with the football.
1st and 10 Tigers, a little bit of a drive going here, which is nice. Hughes going to fake to Featheroff, going to throw it out to Campbell. Campbell, cannot get away from the tackler.
Hey, give credit to that.
We got a penalty flag. We're going to have a personal foul out of bounds. I don't know if it's going to be on Zach Lee or the defender. I couldn't.
Boy, it's always usually the second guy that gets caught, isn't it?
They were blocking. They blocked each other. They were tied up and went out of bounds.
Let's see if they're going to do offsetting. Well, Aledo's backing up.
They're backing him up. It's going to be a personal foul. I'm pretty sure.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Number 6 on the defense. 15-yard penalty.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I kind of out of the corner of my eye, there was just, you could see some activity going on. Credit to Zach Lee that time for keeping his cool and letting the flag come in there. Nice job. Again, I think we're making strides. A couple weeks ago, I'm not sure we do that. Going to give the ball to Crawford. Crawford over the middle of the 5 to the 4 to the 3. Nicely blocked right up front that time by the guards and the center.
I love it. Preston Crawford, when he saw that hole, a lot of guys after the initial hole would try to cut back. Like Preston Crawford accelerated
hit
the Jets right there. He saw the end zone. Didn't quite make it, but I love the tough, hard running right there by Preston Crawford.
This is an impressive drive, and we've got to finish it off here. We've got to finish it off. Easton Hughes going to be under center for the first time tonight. Brings a man in motion. Going to give to Crawford, and he's hit right there. I tell you, the defensive tackle on that side was not moved at all. I couldn't tell if that was Resta or Robinson that was blocking him, but he was stuffed. There was no movement. It's going to be second down now.
Now this, against Midwest City, this is an area of the field where Bentonville offensively had a lot of trouble. Let's see if they can dial one up right here and put it in.
Golden back into the game, 2 tight end set. He may have been on the last one too. I might have missed it. So 2 receivers, 2 tight ends. Going to give to Crawford over that right side.
He's
touchdown.
What second effort by Preston Crawford right there. Will, it looked initially like he was going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage.
I want to see a replay over that. That was over the right side.
What effort. High snap. Easton's able to give it to Crawford.
Nice block by Sam Golden, the tight end, caving that end back in down into Resta's man. That was just a really nice job blocking by the right side of that line. Again, Robinson, Resta, Golden was out there. And again, a good hard run by Preston Crawford. So
that's what you like to see right there. Putting a drive together, coming down and scoring. That's the fight we wanted to see in these Tigers.
I'm very proud of this team right now. Good snap, good hold, good kick. It didn't look very good, but it got through the uprights. That's all that mattered. So with no time left, that was the last play of the third quarter. Bentonville puts another 7 on top, gets into double digits, trailing Aledo 44-14. We're going to take a break. You're listening to exclusive Bentonville football action on the Bentonville Sports Network.
Corporate insurance and financial services can help you with your individual or small group insurance and benefits. Whether it's health insurance, Medicare, life insurance, disability, accident, we represent most carriers and have nearly 20 years of experience. Having trouble keeping employees? It might be time to offer your own small business cafeteria plan. Losing your group health insurance? We work with you to navigate your options. Corporate insurance and financial services. Let us help you.
This what we do. This what we do. This what we do. This what we do.
Everything I drop flame.
And welcome back to the Independence Bowl as we get set to kick off here for the fourth quarter. Bentonville Tigers just scored on a very nice drive. Now, certainly appreciate the help Aledo gave us with a couple of penalties, but Bentonville earned that one. They drove the field and scored a rushing touchdown. Preston Crawford taking it in over the right side. Elliot Nimrod going to kick a high one right down the middle of the field. And didn't see who got the ball. Number 19, that's that backup running back who is so good for them, Trey Owens, and he does a nice job with the return across to the 33-yard line. So would be really nice to see another defensive stop right here, John.
Well, let's see if the defense kind of take a little inspiration from the offense who came out there, put a nice drive together, aided, of course, with a big 15-yard personal foul penalty, but offense getting it done right there. Let's see if this defense can play a little inspired playing off their offense.
Jack Ebersole, number 22 in the game at right defensive end. First and 10, Aledo. This will be the first play of the fourth quarter. Going to give to the first man through. That's running back number 30.
Oh.
Excuse me, number 20, Avery Jackson, a senior.
Boy, had he bottled up at the line of scrimmage, and somehow he was able to bounce it out right there and pick up close to about 7 yards on that.
Looks like Aledo is giving some of their starters a rest here. Quarterback is number 12. That's Hampton Fay. We saw him as a receiver. He's in now at quarterback. Second down and 3 for Aledo. Once again, give to number 20. And he gets just enough for the first down, actually gets an extra yard or 2 before they blow it dead. Man, they sure give them favorable spots.
Now, was that 20?
Yeah, that's Avery Jackson.
Okay. I was looking for a minute there. I thought it was 24 for Aledo. And, 24 for Aledo, they've got a young man by the name of Preston Crawford. So, boy, it's a good thing he doesn't play running back. We'd be really confused.
So Aledo giving some of their younger players, other kids, an opportunity here. Bentonville just trying to build on the momentum that they've got. 1st and 10, the ball at the 47-yard line. Faye's wanting to throw it. Oh. Steinsprings had him around the ankles and finally brought down by Ben Sellers, hit him low around the ankles, but Steinspring was right there, just couldn't hang on.
Steinspring got in there and missed him, but then the quarterback, he was almost tackled by his own blocker right there. That was almost a pretty good tackle by the blocker, but got away, and it's going to bring up looks like 2nd down and 10.
I think Henry Shreve was in there as well, 54. So that was pretty good defensive effort. No gain on the play. Once again, the quarterback is Hampton Fay, number 12. Sets up to throw, throws out here complete to the 47-yard line across midfield for a gain of about 5 yards. That brings up 3rd down and 5. Let's see, who do we have in there defensively? Looks like Eugene Webster, 62, in there at the nose. Henry Shreve is at the left tackle. Zachariah Ellis, right tackle. We've got Ebersols out there, Dante Jones, also Steinspring. And the other linebacker is going to be Van Hoosers out there. 3rd down and 5. Quarterback Fay wants to throw, does set up, throw across the 45 to the 40. Gets enough for the 1st down. That's going to be JoJo Earl, number 1.
Yeah, kind of look at when they put these guys in on offense, kind of their offensive play calling changed a little bit. Avery Jackson seems like more of a person that runs more toward the middle, and Fay, the quarterback in there right now, looks like he throws the ball a little more than Jake Bishop.
Tyson Wembley in at nose guard for Bentonville, the sophomore. And they give to Avery Jackson again, number 20, picks up a couple of yards. Nice job that time. He just came into the game, 66, Tyson Wembley. Did a good job anchoring that middle of the defense there and allowed the linebackers to come up and make a play. Brendan Rona jogs off the field. Let's see, so it looks like to me we've got Betcher at left end, Wembley at the nose, and Chris Crawford at right tackle. So 2nd down and 8. Fay's going to keep it, and he's going to turn the right. And Betcher giving chase and gets him down for a short gain. Nice job by Betcher.
Yeah.
Hanging on to the quarterback and chasing him. Jack Betcher, the senior, number 93, from his left tackle position. He wasn't fooled. And that was just kind of a zone read, and the quarterback, Fay, took it over to the right side.
I'll tell you what was nice about that. Betcher never gave up, Probably doesn't have quite as much speed as quarterback Fay there, but, boy, Betcher gave total effort and made the play.
Eugene Webster now in at nose guard for the Tigers. Fay wants to throw, fakes it. Good job by Chris Crawford on this end. Fay's going to get just enough for the 1st down before he's knocked out of bounds. I think he's going to be right at the 1st down marker. Chris Crawford did a great job over here.
Kept
right
contained,
tackle. Absolutely.
Kept contained and forced the play the other way. Unfortunately, didn't have anybody on the other side to keep contained on that side. He was able to pick the 1st down, but a good play that time by Chris Crawford.
Yeah, he did a nice job. The junior, again, number 34. Substituting now. We're going to have some new names. We'll try to get them to you. Colby Crawford, number 38 in the game over here at the cornerback. Fay gives it to Jackson, and Jackson picks up about 9 yards. So Colby Crawford is out there. Looks like Keelan Dameron, 28's in there at one safety. And let's see, who's the other one? Ebersol's in there. 8. Let's see, that's going to be Ethan Estes at one safety. I think A.J. Moss is in at the corner on the far side. Fay wants to throw. Has a man open right in front of A.J. Moss, kind of curled up, hooked back, and a nice pitch and catch there for a gain of about 5 yards. Going to have a first down to the 15.
Yeah, it kind of looked like A.J. that time wasn't kind of hesitated, wasn't sure whether or not to go for the ball or go for the man, and so just go for one up.
Clock running now, 6 minutes, 13 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Aledo 44, Bentonville 14. Fay's going to give to Jackson. Jackson cuts up and is going to be tackled by, I'm waiting for him to get up so I can see a number.
Avery Jackson again gets the call.
Zachariah Ellis
just inside.
in on that tackle, but he does pick up about 5-6 yards. Be 2nd and 4.
Tell you, if Avery Jackson could have seen to his left and maybe bounced out, he had a big hole. And so now we're right at just under the 6-minute mark, so we'll have our last, what they call fan timeout.
Checking the radar, we've got a pretty big mass of rain. I think we're going to get this game in just in time. Got a pretty good thunderstorm that's moving in from the west. So I think these fan timeouts are right around 6 minutes to go in the in a quarter, and I think really what this is well, they're looking kind of goofy on the some of the dads going a little crazy on the Jumbotron.
You know, the folks that they put on this event, they have been so hospitable to us. Will, talked with some of the event organizers earlier, and just could not be nicer folks. Nice hospitality. We really appreciate it. Making the drive down here, obviously the game hasn't gone our way today, but it's been a good experience. And, I know these players, it's always a good opportunity when you get out on the road with your teammates and have the opportunity to stay in the hotel together. A lot of good bonding experience for these young men.
Well, and we're playing a lot of kids right now, a lot of young men, and that's going to bode well. We've got a lot of guys that coaches are going to get some film on now against some really good athletes. So it's not like they're playing against the other teams that's not any good. I mean, they're actually really having to play hard right here against the backups from Aledo, which are darn good football players. Fay's going to hand it off to Jackson up the middle, and he is tackled by number 8, Ethan Estes. Going to make kind of a shoestring tackle there and save a touchdown. But he did get a first down. It's going to be 1st and goal from about the 2-yard line. I got to say again, I was really disappointed in some of the effort in the first half, and we said so. We discussed that. This second half, they've come out and they've really played well. So hats off to Bentonville Tiger players for digging deep and really coming out here this second half and playing hard. And touchdown that time by Jackson up the middle. So if we're keeping score from halftime, it's now 14-7.
Yeah, a better second half by the Bentonville Tigers. We're down. We're in the fourth quarter now, and obviously both teams now playing a lot of their reserves. But that third quarter, Bentonville came out. We saw the fight that we talked about we wanted to see coming out in the second half. So, that's something you can build on. And, this Bentonville Tiger team, there's no quitting these guys. And, come 2 weeks when we start conference play against the Harbor Wildcats, Bentonville Tigers are going to be looking for their first win. And let me tell you, I would not want to be the Harbor Wildcats coming to Bentonville here in 2 weeks.
No, and, let's talk about that a little bit. And one of the things Coach Grant said on a podcast this week was that, we could line up 3 wins. We could line up three teams from much smaller conferences and know that we come out and start 3-0 with the season. But you know what? Bentonville has always scheduled tough, or at least as long as I've been watching, they've always scheduled tough non-conference. And apparently there were a lot of the players from that 2014 season where they went 0-4 texting the coaches this week, and some of the players saying, hey, season's just starting out. Don't even worry about that. This is the end of the preseason. This is our last preseason. The guys are going to get a bye week, so they're going to get to heal up a little bit. The coaches are going to get a little more time to prep for not only for Harbor but also for Fayetteville the next week, and they're going to get a really good tape to look at from this game. And again, like I said, really throw out the first half. Let's come out the second half and let's see who's playing hard.
One thing you mentioned, Bentonville, because of the 0 week, we'll take a bye week before conference season starts. And you said that, these coaches are going to get some time to prep. Man, Will, I've been around these coaches for quite a while now. You give these guys an extra week to prep. Conference opponents better look out. This is a Bentonville Tiger team that's going to be hungry, and I think we're going to see big things come conference season.
Colby Reed takes the kickoff at the 18-yard line. Gets a seam, gets another seam, breaks it back. Colby gets to the 45 before he's pushed out of bounds by Aledo. Colby Reed really getting an opportunity for the first time this year to show what he can do, and he is a strong, fast runner. And we just have a lot of depth at that running back position, and he's one of them. They can get him the ball at tailback. They can kind of get him the ball in the slot. They can put him back here at in special teams, and so really nice to see him having what I think is an excellent game.
All right, so here we go.
Got the sophomore quarterback out right now, number 7, Andrew Edwards.
Andrew Edwards now going to take over the Bentonville offense. 4 minutes, 46 seconds left to go in the ball game.
2 tight ends in the game. Going to give to Colby Reed. Colby Reed bounces it over the left side around the corner and manages to pick up a few yards to the 50-yard line, where it's going to be second down and about 7. So I want to thank you, John, of course, but also the students that come and help us set this up. Help us. Well, they don't help us set it up. They actually they do the setup. We just kind of stand around and watch in awe that they know how to plug in all the wires. But really appreciate their hard work, and of course Jeff McGee and the assistant athletic director, and of course the athletic director Scott Passmore. Colby Reed with the handoff again, a nice 5-yard gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and short, taking the handoff there from Andrew Edwards, again the sophomore quarterback. This has been kind of a logistical nightmare for them, and they've been working on it a long time with the team hotel and coming down and getting a meal in Little Rock and then practicing in Arkadelphia or Texarkana and coming on down. And
you mentioned the podcast. I was listening to that the other day, and how Coach Grant said, it's one of the things I really had to put together an itinerary for how this was going to go. And so there are a lot of things that happen off the field to make something like this possible.
3rd and short, giving it to Colby Reed, and he's going to get the ball almost to.
They're going to be just shy. They're going to mark him about a yard shy of the first down.
I think you're right. I think we'll go for it here.
Yeah, I don't think it's any close at this point on the field. 3 minutes, 9 seconds, clock rolling.
Yeah, I think you go for it here and try to keep the drive alive. And again, what I'm really impressed with, and these coaches, I know, we weren't in there, and I almost wish we could have heard at halftime, because I guarantee you what they said is, I'm challenging each one of you right now to dig down and play harder. Play harder.
And they responded,
and
that's
what
you want to see.
They have responded and really come back here and I think played well and atoned themselves very well here this second half. Going to go for it, 4th down. Colby Reed with a little crease. Nice cut in the hole. Jumps back to his left.
Nice job of the offensive line, too.
Gets the ball across the 40 to the 40, and it's going to be 1st and 10. Clock still ticking down now. 2 minutes, 21 seconds left. So we're probably going to get about another 3 plays in this half. Going to see. I wonder if they're going to let Edwards put it up. If he's just going to keep handing it to Colby. Again from that 2 tight end set, following the pulling guard and tackle. Cutting up field, picking up about 4 yards.
Yeah, moving the pile forward right there. Had was that the center pulling out to the
72 and 78. Give me just this. Jack Burgess in at center, and 78. Jonah Hogate, yes.
Yeah, that's the old horn play right there. Jack Burgess from the center position getting out front there, leading the way. So good job.
Can see the skies starting to darken a little bit as those the storms approaching from behind us from the west. 2nd and 7. Give to Reed again, and he is stuck.
Well, they had that one.
Man, they had
that out right there.
They had that sniffed out. Yeah, Colby just hammered by one of the linebackers or maybe the safety on this right side. Kenny Ayuso checking into the game, number 18, replacing Jackson Kinsey. Ayuso learning a new position this fall. He's a tight end. Ayuso, number 18, lined up on the near side. Who's the tight end on the far side? I missed that number. Edwards going to throw, and does.
Oh, nice pass.
And it's caught,
That's
bobbled
first.
and caught out here at the 31-yard line. 42 seconds left. It's
that's a terrible spot. He was across the 30 when he caught that. Oh, they're going to mark him short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 1, but that is an awful spot. Come on, guys.
4th and 1. So Edwards' first play in varsity quarterback.
What a nice throw.
Yeah, nice. Who did he did you see who he threw to?
I did not catch the receiver.
Going to give to Colby Reed. Reed picks up the first down. But they are not stopping the clock. They're letting it tick on down.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be the last play of the game. We're going to end with a first down. And I tell you, hats off to the players and the coaches who came out. The first half looked awful. Second half, they looked good. I thought they redeemed themselves pretty well. We did have some good individual efforts, but did not play team football that first half. We had a lot of guys, seemed like they may have been a little shrunk a little bit from the moment, playing a good team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it took them a while to get going, kind of like a diesel engine. It takes a while to get it. They kind of sputtered and sputted that first half, but the second half they really kind of hummed along, and really Bentonville came out, scored 7 points. Aledo scored 14 in the second half, and it was a much better game.
Absolutely. Obviously not the result that the Tiger faithful would hope for, but did see some signs of life there in the second half, and actually some really good play by Bentonville at times. And so, we'll go back to the drawing board. We're going to regroup. We'll have the off week, the bye week, but hey, Will, at this point, now it's for real. First conference home opener against the Harbor Wildcats here in 2 weeks, and we'll be back to Friday night football in Northwest Arkansas. And I tell you what, these Bentonville Tigers, I got a feeling they're going to be ready to go. I think we're going to see a big game out of these Tigers come 2 weeks from tonight.
Yeah, I'm already looking forward to it, and I'm very, like I said, very pleased with some of the young guys that came in. Almost probably cleared the bench. I think everybody that came probably got to see some action today, which is going to bode well as we go into conference play. So, we'll wrap it up here before the thunderstorm hits. The final from Shreveport, Aledo 51, the Bentonville Tigers 14. Not the way we would have wanted to draw it up, but real proud of the effort we saw, proud of the coaching, proud of the players, and they can leave here heads held high, because they finished the game strong. So for John McElroy, I'm Will Corcoran. We really appreciate you watching Bentonville Tiger football on the home of the Bentonville Tigers, the Bentonville Sports Network.